Hey.
Sir, are you there?
Yeah,
Are we live?
yeah.
Sir, thank you for coming on by. The
Audio.
the Metropolitan Transit Authority had conspired against me on the way here. I was earlier at James's house, aka MK Ultra Money, aka women posting their L's online. So we had recorded a podcast where evidently it was the everyone is hungover except me and Grift episode. So thank you for joining us here at twitch.tv/Monoxus, where we're giving you public access television in the 21st century. There's nothing else you can really compare it to. And better late than never, regardless of people being hungover and the 6th train deciding not to fucking go downtown. How are you, Monoxus?
Alright, I gotta fix all the things cameraman fucked up yesterday.
Ah, that's right. I'm kind of glad he took it pretty well that we just gave the stream back.
Yeah.
Well,
Can't have everything.
ladies and jerks. Oh, and I have to let everyone know that we're live.
Okay,
You're
looks good.
gonna have to please excuse me, all right? Because we have to put what's in the background. Oh, there we go. I thought you were gonna put, the Twin Towers, because today is special, magnificent
I
yay
was
day.
considering it, but I don't know if that's gonna offend the Twitch. You know what I mean?
Right. It is a historical.
Although I think technically we get to talk about it because we're from here.
It's a historically significant event,
That's all I'm saying.
if you don't mind me saying.
Oh, also, eventually, I mean, we'll see when chat gets a rolling.
Mhm.
We should do a poll and see what haircut you're getting
Ah,
when we talk about haircuts.
That's right. Can you please do me some surgery here?
Surgery. What the fuck is
Hey, Thupa Thibra, ¿cómo está? Thank you for tuning on
What the hell
in.
even is this?
It is aguardiente.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, it's great.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Oh, we were talking about putting the Twin Towers up in the background, and not sure if that would make Twitch sad.
Or if that would make Twitch angry and uppity. If we were to put footage of 9/11, even though it is
Not footage. I mean, like, technically we could get away with putting them before they went down. You know what I mean? Just like them.
okay.
I don't know, like, someone... It is technically 9/11, and I don't see why we couldn't.
Well,
Also, like I said, I had to change it because we talked about footwear. Unless you have a new take on some kind of footwear thing, I don't know what the hell you want to talk
okay,
about.
fine. Then we'll talk about 9/11.
So I was like, I'm not doing that. You lose.
All right, fine. I'm not going to talk about football.
Yeah, see? Like,
Because today happens to be September 11th, 2021. 10 years ago, some things happened, and smells like thermite, and Giuliani did things that didn't make sense, and 6 days later, there were special forces riding uphill on horseback in Afghanistan. And then 2 years later, like a year and a half later, we invaded Iraq because weapons of mass destruction, and according to Bush, this guy tried to kill my dad. And
well, Parzival, just so we can clarify what happened yesterday. Cameraman had temporarily gained ownership of a gentleman known as Hipstar Zach. Yeah?
Hipstar, yes.
So, Hipstar, his channel was temporarily Cameraman's, and we dicked around on there for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
But we ultimately decided that Cameraman didn't earn that stream, so it'd also be funny not just to not let him have it.
Well, I mean, considering that cameraman playing a game of dice immediately tells us that, shenanigans and tomfoolery,
And he cheated.
and he's probably very up to no good.
But
In a dice game, listen,
played around with settings and it wasn't good.
and on top of this, evidently, he had won this in a dice game in an alleyway in Manitoba
What does this taste like?
with fucking skeletons.
Look, I'm just gonna. I know we didn't really clarify yesterday,
Mhm.
and for people who weren't there, I don't think the skeletons thing actually happened.
Then what? Then why was he doing the skeleton jingity jang, like, pointing and then?
I think he's just been hanging out with me too much, and they were probably skinny.
Hmm.
There's a misunderstanding.
Are you just fat shaming cameraman?
Partially,
Because fat shaming works.
but also explaining that, like, when he says skeleton, that's like what I call super skinny people, like skellies.
Mm-hmm. Oh, does cameraman go with you to work?
No, I just talk about them like, outside of work. So,
Okay.
so he may have been skeleton. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because
So
he doesn't understand, like, skelly. He doesn't
Well-
understand, like, slang. So he would say skeleton.
so are there a lot of skinny people in Manitoba then?
I don't
Like,
fucking know. Not the point. I'm just saying that's what happened yesterday.
okay, if
And
you
that-
say so.
And then I don't know if there's gonna be an archive of that somewhere. We're not gonna have it.
Listen,
Ain't going up on our channel. We already got enough strikes.
listen, all we know is that cameraman was up to no good and he crossed the border back to the United States and he just gave us the stream, which, what are you going to say no about that?
I mean, I was caught off guard.
Well, I mean, listen.
I came home and then there was just stuff happening.
Monoxis,
And he was mad.
Well,
He said you threw him out.
no, I just reminded him that summer is officially over when football season starts.
So according to him, that is the same thing as throwing him out.
He was under the assumption that it was still summer. Like, and I'm the bad guy for telling him
Isn't
the
the
truth.
first day of fall on September 21st, something like that?
No, it's when football starts.
That's not true.
I mean, all right. I mean, but right now it's no longer like, shorts weather, it's pants weather.
I am literally wearing shorts right now.
We're indoors. That's outdoors.
I went for a walk earlier in shorts.
Good for you. So did I. I'm wearing shorts right now.
All right. So then you're.
70 something degrees outside. You
It's
see?
not short weather. It says the two guys wearing shorts.
Hey, listen, like Thupa.
Actually, I correct my correction. It says the one guy wearing shorts claiming it's not short weather.
Thupa, are you not cursing because if you curse in Russia, they break down your window and they fucking strangle you?
Listen, there you go. September 22nd is the first day of
All right.
fall. It's summer until the 22nd.
Listen, baby Luca, I've had it up to here with your fucking nonsense talking about it still being summer. What, it's going to be September like 17th and it's 60 degrees and you're like, it's great summer weather we're having here.
Kind of. This is nice summer weather, like
Now-
cool summer weather.
Now hang on. Host 00312, thank you for doing your part.
Yes. September 1st is the first day of autumn. Maybe for you in Russia, but here, where we abide by the calendar, it is the 22nd.
Here in America, where we're not just playing constant folk music going Sika Bliath over nothing at all. Like, and you know what's crazy about Russia? Dash cam footage in Russia makes me think that you people just live life like it's a GTA open server.
There's no ingredients listed on there, is there? Nope.
No, it's just
Cane sugar liquor.
yes.
Okay. I like it.
It's not bad.
Yeah, never had it. It's
Oh,
pretty good.
I mean, you mean cane sugar water?
With alcohol in it.
Yes. ¿Dónde está la basura? Oh, it's right over there.
It's over here. Anyway.
I need it. I gotta throw something out.
It's right there.
Sir, thank you.
Kicked it by.
Thank
Anyway.
you.
So let's see. I think okay. So as far as topics go, right? We're already behind schedule, considering normal operating hours. I feel like 9/11 should be top of the list.
All right. So
Seeing as how mostly A, I put it there last minute, and B, it's kind of relevant.
all right. So ladies and jerks, we're going to be discussing 9/11, and no, it's not necessary, but it is. If you'd like, we can discuss the panopticon that had been built up in the wake of the Patriot
Well,
Act and all these other things.
Specifically, I'd like to talk about how 20 years ago
Hmm.
we entered a war.
In Afghanistan.
Yes. And then 20 years later, terror won.
Yep.
Terror won the war on terror.
20-year champions back to back. Terror won the war on terror.
So it's one of those moments where, like, I've spent the last 20 years never forgetting, and now I feel like it's only necessary to kind of start forgetting,
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's it, we lost. I mean, technically we didn't lose, we left, but like,
Well,
You know what I mean?
So are you saying technically the Soviet Union didn't lose? They
I
just
mean,
left?
Well, like, that's the thing. Unless you can say that there was, like, it's kind of Vietnam all over again,
Mm-hmm.
where do we want to go ham? Do we really want to go ham?
No, but here's where the comparison with the Vietnam War falls a little bit flat in my opinion.
Okay,
Now,
go for it.
on paper, we beat the ever-living fuck out of the Vietnamese, and the war became unpopular at home. So,
Yes.
because of domestic pressure, we ended up leaving.
Sure.
However, the Vietnam War kind of like, okay, so there were shenanigans going on in the early '60s. It wasn't until the wasn't the Vietnam War going on when Kennedy was in office?
I'm not a history buff. You would know better than I would.
Whatever.
That's not the point.
Okay, no, because it wasn't ramped up until LBJ took office, and from there, the Gulf of Tonkin, the Tet Offensive, basically TLDR, like we false flagged our own shit to get popular support in the Vietnam War. All right, so while that parallel can be made in terms of 9/11, here's the thing. The Mujahideen are a zillion times more resilient than the Viet Cong.
Well, I'm not saying they're not resilient. I'm just saying that us occupying something
Mm-hmm.
and occasionally kicking the door in and shooting what may or may not have been civilians
Yes.
and like drone bombing things and being like, oh, I swear it was a terrorist. And it's like they had water in their truck and it wasn't bombs.
Right.
Like doing that for 20 years.
Oh, you mean like killing Americans overseas with drone strikes when they're in places like Yemen
Yeah.
and Sudan?
But so 20 years of, nonsensical. We don't actually have to be here. Everyone kind of knows we don't have to be here. Shit, the guys who did the thing that we're here for aren't even the guys who did the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that kind of nonsense. 20 years later, mind you, had we lost and been kicked out and beaten, we probably would have gotten out of there, 6, 7 years in when shit was getting bad.
Maybe.
But instead, we kind of just put our feet up on the table and we're like, no, we're just gonna kick it here for a little bit, hang out in Afghanistan, keep drone bombing.
Just gonna kind of chill.
Yeah, we're gonna chill. We chilled in Afghanistan for I don't know. I don't know what the peak in the Afghanistan war effort was, like the war on terror. But at a certain point, it stopped being like shots fired on both sides and kind of became like, oh yeah, soldiers are here.
There was a period of time when 2006 all the way to maybe 2008 when no one ever brought up Afghanistan at all, and people only mentioned it because people were running for president.
Yeah, remember how we kept
they were
forgetting about it every couple of
Yeah,
years?
there were black holes in
Yeah.
our memory, and then we only remember that Afghanistan, there's an occupation going on.
So you're proving my point. It was so irrelevant and so little as far as what was going on there, at least from what we were being shown. Because in the aftermath, but now we can see there was plenty of fucking carnage, but not full scale war level carnage. To the point where, let's face it, what happened in Syria was happening while the Afghanistan occupation was happening.
Right.
And that had more disruptive consequences to the rest of the world than us putting our feet at that Afghanistan
Oh.
table and being like, yo, what's up? We're going to chill here for a little bit. Until people are like, wait a minute, why are we there?
Although I like how he chilled in Syria with ISIS, through ISIS, instead of sending...
kind of chilled for 10 years after, we got him. And in
Yeah.
fact, I would even argue, motherfuckers almost completely forgot until Trump brought it up.
Oh, Lopan, you know what's one of my favorite details in the world? When Benazir Bhutto, she was the former prime minister of Pakistan in 2007 or I think 2009. She said something to the effect of oh, Bin Laden had been got. What are you talking about? And then a few days later, she was assassinated. So, FYI.
So,
She'll be for the ashtray?
you
Oh, I'm sorry.
don't want to use Kool-Aid's ashtray?
Well, I don't think chat can see it. We
They
have
don't
to,
need to see it.
we have to put it on something.
They don't need to see it. We just have to let Kool-Aid know when he's in that we are actually using it. My point is,
Chat see it?
everyone forgot until Trump brought it up again, and Trump even brought it up to be like, why the fuck are we still there? Even he was kind of on the, what the fuck is going on here?
Right.
And everyone all of a sudden was like, yeah, what the fuck is going on here? And all of a sudden,
Oh, yeah, we are there.
the it was like, oh yeah, we're still there. But then Biden was like, hey, Dante Hicks isn't wrong.
Radulaser? All right. Can you elaborate?
So
What does clerks have to do with this?
we'll find out. But yeah, so that's what. So when I say we didn't technically lose, I mean the losses at the end there were pretty bad, the weaponry and all the stuff left behind, and meanwhile they're trying to figure out how it works, and it's like, here you go, guys. But part of me also, knowing the cycle of American funded terrorism to fight terrorism to fight terrorism to fight terrorism.
You saw that?
Yeah. That whole loophole that we keep doing, part of me feels like us bailing out was also us going, all right, here's the deal. We're going to leave all this shit behind. Why? Because we're going to give it to the Taliban. Why? Don't talk about the paperwork we signed and the guys we winked at and nudged and we're like, yeah, the Taliban's going to take over and it's going to be horrible. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
There's the stuff you guys wanted. Go. So we'll see what happens
To
with that.
take down the terrorists you funded, to take down the terrorists you
Now,
funded.
that's more, conspiracy brain, but part of me feels like this was intentional. It was left there on purpose.
I love how, ISIS-K is in the neighborhood, and it's that is the laziest fucking... I'm surprised whoever pitched that wasn't fired, and they took that and ran with it.
The messaging came to build up the country and shit, but no one gave a fuck, and then you just kicked your feet up and left. Pretty much.
More or less.
But that's always kind of the thing, is we're here to fix things and build it up, and then lots of conflict, money gets thrown at things. Technically, there's a back reason we're here, but we're not going to talk about it, like funding things, or in some cases, oil.
According to Julian Assange in WikiLeaks in 2011, he said the Afghan war exists primarily to launder money.
I could see that.
Which is kind of a crazy thing to say, but yields and points to yes.
And also would validate the idea of why were we there with our feet on the table doing nothing?
Even though, you know, to quote Lopan,
because it was an excuse to be like,
and Benzar Bhutto, Bhutto, the former prime minister of Pakistan, who had said, Bin Laden had been got. What are you people doing there? And then she got 2 to the back of the head.
Orthodox Universal did 9/11.
Vegans did 9/11.
So that's more where I'm at.
AFDH, buenas noches.
The war on terror, I mean, it'll never be over. Not until the Patriot Act is gone.
Yeah.
But in this instance, terror won.
You know what really upsets me? How, like, back in the early day, we had things like the terror alert. Like, we were at, like, sometimes we were at, like, yellow, and then we were at orange. And looking back on it, like, the colors of the terror alert are the colors of the pride flag.
Isn't that just like the doomsday clock, too?
Kind of more or less.
Isn't that how, I mean, it's because it's a color gradient.
It means it's really...
I mean, the gay pride flag is based on the rainbow, and the rainbow is based on the color spectrum. So, like...
Vegans can't melt steel beams.
I mean, like, technically, the gay community stole the light spectrum for their symbol, but, like, light's not gay.
You know what was an angle about pride that I wanted to explore, but I don't think we had enough footage?
What?
Pride versus the environment. Remember when we went to Pride? Yeah. And there were just, like, mounds of garbage where garbage cans used to be?
No one cares about the environment.
Like, it was, listen, when we filmed at Pride in 2019, places that had garbage cans just became, like, the cornerstone of where mountains and shoddy pyramids of garbage were fucking, and then, like, fucking 30 feet that way were, like, women twerking at nothing in particular, and then a guy in leather underwear with his head against the wall having a bad time. Freaking out.
Yeah, it was an experience. Dupa says, I'm not big into conspiracies at all. I'm gonna say nobody gave a shit. So instead of spending more time and effort when nobody at home even remembers the thing is happening, why do it? People were just notified that arm was pulling out, and then the diplomats had to scramble to arrange over the fuck. It's possible.
Alright, so Thupa, are you speaking on behalf of the Russians who were in Afghanistan, like, when back in the day?
No, I think he's talking about right now, like what happened here.
Right.
Like, we went there to democracy it up.
Light is very fucking gay. Thank you very much.
And no one gave a shit on both sides. But that, I mean, that kind of lends itself to the whole, like, something else was happening. Money laundering would make sense if nothing's going on.
In fact, we were in Afghanistan because all opioid roads lead to Afghanistan.
My thing now is, like, we talk about this, like, the whole China thing. Now that China's in cahoots with them, like, which is interesting that they're in cahoots with a bunch of Muslims.
Even though they have their knees on the necks of the Uyghurs.
Yes.
On their home turf.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens with that, though. Also, the fact that we're still doing 9/11 stuff is impressive. At least here in New York City.
Oh.
I'm impressed that the never forget sentiment pops back around once a year.
Hey, imagine being the guy who overslept on 9/11 and you didn't fly into Tower 7 before it went down.
Hydrate.
All right.
What if I don't want to?
I
mean, this is water, right?
Yeah. It's aguardiente, so.
There's water. Take my sip.
All right.
We're gonna do a poll later about what haircut Haynes should get.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I think the way the poll works is you can use bits or points to get extra votes to turn the tide.
Okay.
Of the poll. Just putting that out there, just so y'all know with your points.
Because eventually this thing has to get cut, and I have to give Locks for Love the worst donation of all time.
We have to figure out what haircut we're going to give you first. Or haircuts that we could choose from, and then put it in the poll.
All right. So, ladies and jerks, please vote on what you want this to end up looking like. We will post pictures online.
Let's go, Yusuf. What's going on, man? Lithium batteries, asking what's about
Joey, what's good, son? We're starting late, but we're glad you're here. Lithium batteries. Afghan was about lithium batteries. All right, Fwank, you're not wrong. A of the H chimes in with, this stream is dedicated to the brave freedom fighters of Afghanistan.
I'm going to stick with my guns that this whole operation, the leading part anyway, was about destabilizing the region once again. Because we could have stayed there with our feet on the table, hung out for as long as we fucking wanted, rotated troops in and out. Shit, we could have had troops being born there and raised as troops, like, and we could have just made this.
I might be repeating myself, and if I am, excuse me, in beating this horse, but I was under the impression that Monoxus and I would be collecting Social Security, and there would be this, like, masterwork, like, art, where, like, a man served in Afghanistan, and then he saw the horrors of war, and, like, he served 3 times because he was, like, he wanted to make things right, and then he was this jaded, like, kind of like a modern-day Vietnam vet, all right? And then he has a son, and his son's like, I want to make dad proud. And he's like, you fucking go to the army, fucking ever. Don't you fucking dare go to the armed forces. How fucking dare you even think of such a thing? And then, like, his son is just like, all right, dad, like, don't talk to me like that. I'm 9 years old. All right? and then his grandson ends up becoming, like, a Green Beret who fucking dies in Afghanistan. And then, like, the whole story comes full circle in Act 3. And then, like, we're finally going to talk about it. I thought Monoxus and I were going to be collecting Social Security, and that would happen in our lifetimes. But then, in the course of one day, it was like cue Benny Hill music, and like everyone dunking on everyone, and then we left in one day.
Yeah. Again, there's got to be a plan for it. There's no reason we just left in a hurry, left all our shit and dipped, other than just a poor choice. I mean, maybe. I can't put it past our government to be like, yeah, we're just going to do a thing that makes no sense.
Yeah, it's kind of our thing.
It could happen, but destabilizing the area once again, let someone else handle it, you know what I mean? Like, we did 20 years of nothing there. Like, yo, China, you want to go play ball with them? Have fun.
Hey, you want to do what the fucking Genghis Khan and Alexander the Great and the British couldn't do? We couldn't do this, and neither could the fucking the Russians couldn't do this either.
Fertilizer says, U.S. geologists discovered large deposits of rare minerals. Taliban not too long ago saying they have no issues with China. Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts, though.
All right.
Although, I'm going to also stick to the soon all, like, because over here, I don't know if everyone in chat, because I know Coop is not, AVH isn't. Over here, we have a horrible opioid thing going on. It's been going on for years.
Oh, boy.
And for a while, fentanyl was a big thing. Mm-hmm. And from what we understand, most of the fentanyl in this country comes from China.
Yep.
Most of the opioids come from Afghanistan. Now we got a double team going on. We're going to have straight up, like, opioids and fentanyl. Just fucking burning through people.
Okay.
Like, if China and Afghanistan are playing ball, no longer will you have to have the fucking guys here cutting their heroin with the fentanyl because they don't know what they're doing. They're just going to do it at the source.
Ooh, okay. So you think China is going to be a flooding out cut shit already with the fentanyl in it?
They could fucking walk up to Afghanistan and be like, listen, you guys have an opioid trade. It makes a lot of money in the U.S. The U.S. is still going to keep buying opioids from you. They're not going to stop. Here's the deal. We can cut all of your product with fentanyl, and you make all the profit, but you're selling half of what you're supposed to be selling. You know what I mean? Like, and then we get a cut.
Cheers, man.
So I can see China playing that game of like, here, let us help you make more money for less product. We get a cut. Meanwhile, the U.S. continues to just be like, give drugs.
Gibbs drugs, please.
Gibbs our people are addicts.
Well, listen. I believe of all countries in the world, the United States is the one country that spends more money on drugs than any other country in the world.
2 years ago, was working on contracts for faith recognition for Afghanistan. Was supposed to be there. Was supposed to be for 7 years.
Hey, Radulaser, I'm glad you bring this up because every once in a while there is a conspiracy that makes the round where people go Afghanistan and Iraq were dry runs for urban occupation for like facial recognition, for taking biometrics, big data, and the ongoing evolution of war that has to be fought asymmetrically.
Makes sense.
It's sort of like, hey, we're going to send the conventional army and figure out on your fucking own. Hey, remember when fucking Donald Rumsfeld was giving a speech and some guy in the army was like, you're not giving us good enough gear and we have to weld like fucking metal on top of our shit so we don't die out there? And Donald Rumsfeld had the fucking nerve to be like, well, you got to do with the fucking army that we give you. Like, it was almost like Doomed to Fail the musical.
Yeah.
And there were and think of how many people who thought they were signing up to do a brave, noble, and heroic thing.
Well, that's the thing. In the heat of the moment, after the towers were hit, well, not just the towers, after 2 of the towers were hit, 1 got demolished via explosives, obviously, and the Pentagon got missiled. During all of that, like, the fucking America hype sentiment was at its peak, And let's face it, like I think we can speak from experience. There's plenty of people in this country who are so gung ho on the whole like America thing. It doesn't matter how much America is like fucking them in the ass with things. They're just like, no, that's America.
Angry flag waving Merca.
And then it was like, yo, they took out some buildings, and for the most, like, let's be fair, a lot of our army is not from New York. Like the residents, you know, of the army are not New York people.
Right.
And all I ever hear is sentiment about people not liking New York.
You know, it should be noted
But
that
for some
like
reason, our financial buildings got hit, and all of a sudden the whole country's like, that place that fucks up the rest of the country financially and nobody likes, we got to avenge them.
you know, like listen. This is something I never understood about 9/11. All right. I don't know how much money it is now, but this is in like 2001 September money.
Yeah.
All right. At the time, in 2001, in September, somewhere to the area of $1 trillion exchanged hands in the New York Stock Exchange.
Didn't a couple of trillion also go missing
The day,
around that time?
the day before at the Department of Defense, and you know who gave that speech?
Who?
Donald Rumsfeld.
Okay, there you go. So, yeah, a lot of money was involved in that.
So, but, right. So money, think. If you really wanted to hurt America,
Yeah.
if you really wanted to damage the infrastructure that helps facilitate the top-down engineering and like the elite eating filet mignon and we're in pods eating bugs, all right?
Yeah. It's not pods anymore. It's little cubes and little discs of nutrient blocks. That's the new one. No bugs. Bugs crushed up into nutrient blocks, so you don't know it's bugs.
Reggie Laser goes, New York is an asshole, but it's our asshole. That's right. That's how I feel about the Mets. They're jerks and losers, but they're our jerks and losers.
Here's my problem with that. September 11th, 2001, everyone agreed with that sentiment. A couple of years later, it was back to shitting on New York. Now, in the current timeline, everyone hates New York.
I mean, of course.
And then every time it's September 11th again, it's almost like, all right, do you have any people in your life who are non-religious but still buy Christmas presents? Right? So every year, once a year, everyone stops and has a moment of silence because America, but it's kind of for New York. And it's on like this day that no one wants, like anyone who even is like fuck New York and they're blah 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 blah. But then it's like
right.
September 11th, it's like.
But then you have to compartmentalize. Before I forget, and I'm just going to beat this dead horse a little while longer. But then you have to compartmentalize all of those innumerable details, and we're like, okay, the Saudi passports that are in pristine condition, things cut at perfect 45-degree angles that look like thermite. Building 7 going down because reasons.
Yeah,
Larry Silverstein saying on record, pull it. Many things that happened that day. So, all right. I know I've told this joke on stream before, but I'm going to do it again. Okay. Hey, Monoxus.
Yeah.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
9/11.
That's today. No, I'm ruining it. That's today. We're here. We're talking about it.
Hey, chat.
I've already expressed it. It's too late. We're out of Afghanistan.
Hey, chat.
Terror won.
Knock, knock.
It's time to forget.
Nope.
This is the last year you get to remember.
Knock, knock.
2021.
Chat is going to get me through this whether you like it or not. Knock, knock.
You don't know that. You don't know that they're going to play ball.
9/11.
That's not. He didn't say. He just said who.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
That doesn't count. You can't. You can't play around with that.
English isn't his first language.
I don't care. You can't play with
he's
that.
a dirty immigrant.
Also, Radalazer, congrats on being a Jets fan. You chose the wrong team. Not that the Giants are any better, but still, you chose a New York team. What's wrong with you? New York sports teams are a bunch of bums.
Hey, listen, it's only when we have people like Wayne Gretzky and protecting him, Mark Messier, is when New York, or when we had Patrick Ewing and the Knicks. I believe the Knicks won the NBA championship the one time Jordan wasn't on the team because that's how good Jordan was. No, fuck you, Thupa. All right.
You're not getting the joke off.
Knock, knock. We're going to get this joke off.
No, we're not. You can just, we've done it. It's done. It's over. Today's the day.
No. A of the H.
Don't call on people to do your stupid knock.
Knock, knock. If you are listening, I'm going to...
Where's the knocking coming from? And we literally can't forget we're talking about it right now. The joke makes no sense.
9/11. Say the line, A of the H.
All right, let's see if he does it. I'll allow it. I mean, you got him. You got him.
Fuck you, Thupa.
Thank you, Thupa.
A of the H like a thief in the night in broad daylight, just standing like this in the middle of a busy city street, but he's got like 95% hide. You said you'd never forget!
He might have not actually ever have said that. He's from Indonesia.
Well, I don't know if they have 9/11 humor in Indonesia, but now they do.
Are you happy?
That's a freebie, A of the H.
Are you happy now?
He's 12 hours in the
I'm
future.
just saying, is it out of your system?
Oh, I am delighted. I'm beside myself. I'm making in my pants here.
I can tell. Anyway.
That's right, A of the H. Hilarity ensues.
I guess really that's really where my 9/11 conversation was going, because I was sitting at work earlier and I was watching them, like, when they read the names of all the victims and they talk about what happened, and I was like, all right, I respect that they're still like playing this game, but it's been 20 years and we all realized that it was basically all one big grift. And
What a way to kick off the 21st century, though. Like,
and,
really.
yeah.
Like,
and
shout outs to the project of a new American century. Y'all motherfuckers were fucking forward thinking. No, fuck you, Thupa. A of the H goes, I want to say in Indonesia nobody cared. It wasn't even on the news. Tampage goes, the Chinese have already won. Fuck you, Tampage.
No, they haven't. I actually saw someone talking about that. I think it was on Twitter the other day. Like, if a war were to happen, who do you think would win? And it was like, I think it was Orc posted it, and it was like a poll, and it was like a
Based Orc, yeah.
it was a split on U.S. and China, and I was like, that's interesting.
If China ever invaded a country, it would have to take it within 6 months. And if it can't, it is far too stretched on a supply chain line to be able to function like a proper military, unlike the United States.
Here's the thing, though. Even if they wanted to
Paper
fight,
Tiger, that is correct, A of the H.
even if they wanted to
Frank
fight
Corrigan
with us,
Jr., a.k.a. Tampage, a.k.a. Nah, son, you wrong. Thupa goes, Brazil would win. Hey, speaking of Brazil, I'm sorry to interrupt, my friend.
interrupt what? You're the one talking.
Listen, Thupa. Brazil is to Latin America as Russia is to Europe. Discuss.
You think?
I know.
Are you just saying, like,
Culturally, there are different people, different values.
okay, I'll give you that.
Like, in this continent, there's this thing that is, like, not it.
Sure.
So in Europe, there is Russia, which is its own fucking world, as opposed to Europe.
Okay.
Like in Brazil, in Latin America, there are all these countries in Latin America that are all like, hola, buenos dias, ¿cómo está? ¿Todo bien y usted? And then there's like, vale tudo, and then like a small population of Japanese immigrants, and samba, and like, yeah, and they speak Portuguese.
All right, fair.
So like, but like, Brazilians are like tropical Russians. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Either way, if China even wanted to get their boots on the ground to fight, that's a whole lot of ocean to cross and a whole lot of like navy to deal with.
Right. So they could only sustain themselves for 6 months so far away from home base.
It's also a whole lot of allies.
6 months. That's all China can do outside of its own borders.
It's also a whole lot of allies of ours everywhere around them. You know what I'm saying?
China is surrounded by 14 countries that hate it, that hate its guts.
And like us a little more.
Well, they have, because they have to live next door.
But they like us a little bit more.
They have to live. All right, now, just very quickly. Thupa goes, Brazil would win. Makes sense. What about Chile? What about Chile? Come on, Thupa, you prick.
What about them?
The big thing about Russia is that both culturally and genetically a giant melting pot of both Western and Eastern people. Oh, no. Hey, you know what always like earned my respect about Russians? Whenever you see like footage of Russians getting into street fights, kicks are on the table, like out like by default. All right, like people throw hands, but in Russia, kicks are on the table by default. Joey goes, I think wars isn't very profitable for China. Subjugation via shady global business is doing very well for them. Yes, right, okay. So Joey, do you think that like there are like the Sacklers and people who sit at board of directors meetings, and are they doing business with China?
Isn't everyone doing business with China?
I'm talking to Joey, god damn it.
I'm going to cut off that exchange and say, isn't everyone doing business with China?
I'm not doing business with China.
You live in America?
Yes.
You do business with China. Something in this room, something that we're using to make this stream happen,
This table
is Chinese.
Fuck.
If
He's
not,
right.
if not,
all right.
if not more than one thing in this room, at this moment, being used, Chinese.
Being made entirely out of suffering and human waste.
There is a chance that this was made in China.
So, why wouldn't you kick someone you're fighting? That's right, Thupa. Like, I'm not here for 50 cups with my sire of a noble birth. Tampage goes, I like to do my business with China through third-party distributors. Thupa goes, I'm not here to get my teeth smashed. Joey goes, they're absolutely doing business with China. There comes a point where China just holds video evidence of Sacklers doing very bad things. Now, hang on. Before we get to you, AVH, you gotta hold on to your pants, buddy. Now, Joey, do you think that China has compromat on, like, not... Okay, of course, in from where you're coming from, they have compromat on, like, the Sacklers, okay? But do you think they have compromat on, like, senators, congressmen? Do you think they have compromat on... Because, hell, there was... A Chinese spy was busted in the NYPD. Like, think of all the countless little, like,
Think about this.
things they've sprinkled on top of the United States.
Think about this, though.
Every Chinese Students Association thing in a college or a university is always a front for Chinese intelligence. Let it be known. And you know, listen, last thing. In China, if they find an agent who's like CIA, they execute him right then and there. They have zero qualms. It's not like, oh, you have rights and you're on trial, and then the celebrities. No, like unlike a 20-year mole in the NYPD who's a Chinese spy who kept tabs on like Nepali and Tibetan dissidents and things like that, who was photographed right next to AOC. And then when the CIA's over in China and then they're caught, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna make my point, but to be fair, one of the weaknesses that we have as a country, and I've said this, I don't think I've said it on stream, but I've been saying this for a while. For all of the tough lord shit that American government and people like to put up, we're a bunch of pussies when it comes to handling things like that. Like, because of our own bylaws, laws, constitution,
by the illusion we prop up with this thing.
We have to be like fair trial, give them the chance, even though it's like, no, they should just be dead for being a fucking Chinese spy. Now, what I was going to say was, we have people who are amongst our own. Epstein, as an example.
Who's a Mossad asset, in my opinion, but, you know, what do I know?
But they're one of ours, and they have dirt on us, right? Now, you know how people like to leave the country and go to, like, you know, unspecified countries where they can do unspecified things without having any kind of repercussions because it's not here in America?
I may or may not know what you're talking about.
All right, so that is closed.
No one saw that.
I saw it and I called it out. But my point is, if our own fucking people are snakes to each other, and then we're going under the table and doing shady deals with other snakes,
right?
You don't think that we have snakes exchanging information with snakes to snake each other? You know what I mean?
Right.
So as far as the whole, like, China doing business and having dirt on people, there's a good chance that the dirt China has was given to them on purpose so that they would use it against us. We can be like, ha, got him. The same way they're like, yeah, but we got him. And, like, now it's just 4D chess of everyone, like, with a gun pointed at each other. And it's like, all right, hold up. Who doesn't have a gun? And it's like, everyone has a gun.
Okay, so Joey, to piggyback on what we were discussing earlier, do you think Monoxis is correct in everyone having dirt on everyone else and a gun against one another's head in like a Reservoir Dogs Mexican standoff, and where it's like China, Russia, and America, and like the European Union, who's like just a corpse just with flies around it, but it has a gun pointed this way, and it's just a random direction?
We're waiting for someone to either pull the trigger.
I'm feeling some of your soda, by the way.
Well, I take my soda. You drank all yours.
Hey, listen.
Don't drink all your soda.
I bought it. Sorry.
Whatever. Don't drink all your soda.
All right.
Point is, everyone's got dirt on everyone, and all the big players now are sitting there waiting for someone to either pull the trigger or be like, all right, hold up, this isn't working. Afghanistan feels a lot like a, hold up now, this isn't working, we're going to back off. You can have it. And I'm going to put that gun down. And you're going to put that gun down, and we're both going to walk away.
It's only going to work for a week, but it works.
But the point is, we were like, our gun's down, and China's like, all right, our gun's down. And Afghanistan's like, all right, we'll put the gun down. All right. Russia in the back with a gun like, oh, they're putting their guns down? All right, whatever. Y'all are out of Afghanistan. You're putting them in Afghanistan. All right, I'll watch.
Can we take a break from fucking Syria? All right. Well.
Yeah.
Hey,
Anyway,
listen.
everyone's chilling for a second.
Monoxis is correct, except the U.S. doesn't have any guns pulled on any other countries, and China and Israel are holding RPGs. Ooh, Joey, excellent point. Okay.
But we are an Israeli asset, so technically we have an RPG.
Well, okay.
By proxy.
How do you respond to that?
Israel got the RPGs because we gave them the money for the RPGs.
I would like to think that listen, Australia is America's greatest ally, and if it wasn't for the chattering class and blue ticks and journalists and legacy media and bullshit history saying things like Israel is our greatest ally, before we had a greatest ally in the region, I don't believe we had a lot of enemies in the region.
I don't know that they're really our allies so much.
Except Iran. Iran is kind of our fault. Like Kermit Roosevelt and MI6 like turned Iran into what it was.
Yeah,
that's kind of our fault.
I can agree with that. Israel was like, let me borrow the RPG for a sec. We're like, yeah, what can go wrong? And now,
why is Joey not on fucking Crossfire?
And now we have Israel pointing multiple RPGs at people, and we're behind them being like, dude, chill. And it's like, relax, I got this. And it's like, fucking hell. But at least they have the RPGs.
That's not a very good at least.
I'd rather our allies.
That's like going, at least the kitchen is on fire.
No. See, you're just making the context of the kitchen's on fire. It's more like the kitchen's on fire, but at least we're not in it.
Oh. I'm a little sad because he's right.
You know what I mean? The kitchen is still on fire. There's still a problem, but we're not in the burning kitchen.
Yeah. But the guy in the hazmat in this kitchen fire is Israel.
The guy who started the fire could be Israel for all I care.
He is in a bomb-proof suit.
Here's the real problem.
Kicking the stove.
The real problem
and doing unspeakable things.
Israel's in the kitchen starting the fire, and technically we're responsible for getting Israel out of there. So it's like, at least we're not in there. And then someone's like, yeah, but you gotta go get him out. It's like, at least we're not in there.
Did you know that there is the possibility of more taxpayer dollars going to the average Israeli citizen?
Al Capara 36.
American.
Need help. Can't decide Burger King or McDonald's. That depends on what you want. Because each of those things do different things better. So what are you trying to get? Like, you want a burger? You want some tendies? You want some fries? You trying to get some ice cream? What's going on here?
Are you trying to get the things on the... No, I don't think McDonald's has a dollar menu anymore.
It's like a $1.29 menu. That's not the point. What do you want? You want a chicken sandwich?
Do you want a burger?
Do you want strawberry Fanta? Because then you have to go to McDonald's.
Well, listen, we need to hear back from...
At least we're not getting fucked by other countries as bad as Africa.
Al Capara 36.
Africa's
Hey, listen, while we're giving you these fucking life lessons that you are leaving on our lap, while you're here, click follow. It's the best thing you could do for 21st century public access television, all right? So, you need to specify what exactly it is you want. Because you know what the worst thing in the world is, Monoxis? When you decide you're like, I'm gonna eat healthy and I'm not gonna have like tortilla chips in my residence. I will not have them in my home. They will not be in my kitchen. They will be nowhere to be found. I'm going to eat healthy and lift weights and run.
Sure.
And then you don't have tortilla chips, and then you try to satisfy the urge of tortilla chips for like several other things, and then you give in and order nachos on day 3.
Yeah.
So
okay, now you want tacos, so you're gonna go to Taco Bell? Like, what's...
Is there if you want tacos,
you didn't help.
Is there a Tex-Mex or a Mexican restaurant near you?
No.
Do not ask Latino places if they make tacos. That is a explicitly Mexican thing. And I'm looking at you, A of the H. Don't bother any other country in Latin America except Mexico if you want your burritos, all right?
It also depends on where you are. Like, if you want tacos, if you're in a city, there's a taco truck somewhere.
He likes turtles.
There's a taco truck somewhere. And taco trucks usually make the best, like, cheap, nice tacos. Unless you want, like, $5 teeny tiny tacos. But
I have heard
quality food in them.
I have heard nothing but good things about LA street food, even in the lowest common denominator of, like, people selling tacos on the side of the road.
Sure.
And it's, all right.
But Al Capara, if you want more help, you're going to have to give us more information. Also, like Haynes said,
Alcapara.
you're gonna have to follow, otherwise we're done talking to you.
Alcapara, please, we're trying to meet you halfway. You have to tell us what you want, and you could hit follow, and then we will be here with you until you order, and then you get it, and then you're gonna eat it, and you're gonna type in chat how good it is. But we don't know what you want.
Thupa says, every time Ham starts, it's on the topic. This is exactly how it goes. McDonald's or BK? Alright, you've convinced me. I'm a Protestant now, and aliens do ballet.
Thupa, can you copy and paste that somewhere special? You're not wrong. Listen.
Just tweet it.
Hey, Thupa, why don't you tweet it? Can I tweet that?
No, I'm saying Thupa, tweet it at Haynes.
Yeah, that's right. Well, no. This is what you should do. Listen, because you have to bypass the algorithm and the bullshit of Twitter.
Take a picture,
Thupa,
take a screenshot of your own writing, and post that picture to Twitter.
This is what you need to do.
Sure.
So you have to post with a picture and then tag me in the picture, because if you have an @ in the post, it only shows up on the Twitter menu default of tweets with replies. If you go to a person's normal timeline, every time you directly @ someone, it does not show up on your main timeline.
Really?
It shows up in the tweets with reply section. So Thupa, you will have to upload a picture and tag me. All right? So it overrides that fucking prison wall to overcome the algorithm on that astroturfed pretend free speech open discourse place where middle-aged cat women who work for the New York Times can claim harassment because you called them middle-aged cat women.
Alright, Haynes.
Gotta put a period before it at least. You're not wrong. Oh shit. Alright, fine, Joey. I'm just, just trying to throw ideas out there. You're not wrong. Why's Joey gotta fucking make sense?
What was that thing we were going to talk about?
Yo, Joey, what's your problem fucking making sense and shit?
What was the nonsense you wanted to discuss? Oh, you know what we should talk about right now?
Oceanside Genocide, the crossover thrash side project starring Joey.
Public transportation and why the fuck you were late.
All right, so I was late because I was over on 90th Street on the upper, I think that's Upper West Side?
Isn't he on the east side?
6th train.
I thought he was on the east side.
No, well, okay, then, no, but what side is like between 1st and 2nd Avenue? East side?
It's the east side.
Okay, then I was in the Upper East Side. So, if you saw my tweet, there was a picture, and it said trains going uptown, and there was tape. So I had to go all the way to 125th Street, and then go back downtown to get to 59th Street, and then take the end and get back here. I was at the MK Ultra Money podcast recording with Mr. James Healy. You could find him at MK Ultra Money on Twitter. And he is also the gentleman behind women posting their L's. All right? A most powerful account on Twitter. So we were recording a podcast, and it turns out it was everyone is hungover except Grift Shop and Haynes. All right? Then the guest of honor, Jamie, was late, but it was fine because, he's a good dude, and he was really, on point on the podcast and an all-around stand-up guy.
What happened to the New York flooding? It's done now.
Yeah, it's more or less done, ADH.
We don't really deal with that stuff for very long. It all gets pumped out pretty quick.
All right, now hang on.
Although it was pretty funny to see the subway actually flooded for once.
Alcapara 36, are you ordering dinner? Because if next door to you is McDonald's and Burger King, how far is the Tex-Mex place? If you do really want tacos, now we have to take into consideration, what kind of tacos do you want? Because they're like tacos bistec, which is beef.
Yeah.
There's also the ground beef tacos. Sometimes there's tacos that's just nothing but cheese. All right?
You should get some...
And then, do you want hard shell tacos where they're crunchy, or do you want soft shell tacos? Where you get to pretend they're Mexican dumplings in your head made in a clay oven by an abuela. Because then there are also chorizo tacos, shrimp tacos, chicken tacos, there are beef tacos, lengua tacos.
I don't think you have to explain every kind of taco. I think we understand.
I want to know what the fuck he's having, because
Al Capone,
he showed up out of the fucking ether, and he's like, hey guys, I'm ordering dinner. And I want you to follow, all right?
Someone at him and bother him.
Can somebody at him and bother him?
But we're not going to do it.
Alcapara 36, you have to get bothered. Follow if you know what's good for you, so you can have the dinner experience that you need here at twitch.tv/Monoxis.
Yeah, to public transportation.
So Thupa goes, I will now work. to overcome every wall. You will regret it. Yeah, make me eat my words. I fucking dare you. Joey goes, sorry, LOL, don't be sorry. Radulaser goes, eating tacos. A of the H goes, what happened to the New York flooding? Radulaser goes, nuggies. Bubba of tacos.
Haynes, you don't have to read everything out loud.
Joey goes, give us an update, buddy. What's the tummy grumbly for? Yeah, that's right, Alcabara 36.
Chat can read itself.
Hey, Alcabara, are you having that, like, medallion of hunger pain when you haven't eaten for a long time? So instead of your stomach, it kind of rises upward. So then the hunger spreads like this fucking medallion of, like, unease
The fuck?
and suffering.
What the hell is wrong with you when you're hungry?
I'm asking him.
Yeah, but you're describing something very detailed. Do you have like acid reflux, and when you don't eat, you just get like a burning sensation in your chest?
No, I'm just describing hunger.
That's not what hunger feels like.
Oh, no, by, like, day 3, that's what hunger feels like.
You mean like starving?
I mean, like, if you... I could tell you how to get off of a desert island, but I can't tell you about it on camera.
I'm just saying, like that's not what hunger feels.
It's because Poseidon's real.
I'm just saying.
Poseidon's real.
Not what hunger feels like. Hello, thank you for the hydrate. This is technically water.
Goth Hippie Panda, thank you for tuning on in. So this isn't water, but we are hydrating.
It's technically water because it's sugar water and sugar water.
So Goth Hippie Panda, can you please do us a favor? Can you at Alcapada36 and tell him what the fuck does he want for dinner? Because he showed up and he was like, hey guys, should I get Burger King or McDonald's? And Monoxus and I were like, well, what do you want? And he's like, I think I want tacos. And now he just disappeared into the fucking void like an army ranger in the Vietnam War. If the H goes, Haynes, this feeling is called love. You are not hungry, you're in love. Oh no, I wish that were the truth, A of the H. No.
It's not love, it's not hunger. There's something wrong with his chest. Because that's not how hunger or love should feel. Neither of you are correct.
Fine. Listen. All right. I'm just saying, I can't say it is love. However, I think it is the unrelenting necessity of having to deal with mumbo jump. And listen, all right? Listen. Oh, and look at this guy on his phone, on stream, like a jerk.
I mean, I was actually going to start asking you so we can get ready for haircut question. What haircuts are you actually willing to commit to?
Well, I don't even know what kind of styles are we talking about.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because this is something you have to live with. So if we put it up there, and these people vote on it, you got to commit to it. We've talked about it.
Right.
Like,
but
think
what haircuts do we have even available?
That's up to you. All right. So like, you want me to pick some at chat? So there you go, Mohawk and bald. I think Mohawk would be funny.
Bald. All right.
I don't think you want to be bald.
No, we can take bald. Bald is an option.
You would shave your head.
Of course.
Okay, bald's an option. I like the Anton Sugar.
Bald, you monster.
All right, so you're
all right, MDH.
You said bald. All right, you said it's okay. Would you like any of those? Mohawk, mullet.
Okay,
because this is what you have to do.
But what kind of mullet are we talking about? Like a Kentucky waterfall, Canadian hockey hair, a NASCAR mullet. What kind of mullet are we talking about here?
Joey says, get the undercut and keep the mustache. Go for the Wang look.
Keep the undercut? Oh, no. Fuck you. He has that look down on pat. But, like, like, he rocks it better than most people rocking it. So I would just be encroaching on pre-existing territory.
We're getting a lot of suggestions. Is Mohawk on the list?
Bowl cut. Oh,
actually,
yours.
I guess,
like, I'm going to look like that guy that shot up that church in fucking South Carolina.
Meet me halfway on bold cut, the Anton Sugar cut.
It would have to be for Halloween, though.
No, it's the haircut you're going to get. If it's on the list and it gets voted in.
If it's on the list.
But you have to confirm it. So what is on the list and what isn't? So far we have bald, and that's it.
So far we have bald and mohawk.
Are you okay with a mohawk? How are you going to rock a mohawk in that mess?
It's too much, and on top of that, it's too much upkeep because you have to shave the sides of your head.
And then fucking gel it up all the time.
So no, so there's bald and what else?
So far we've got bowl cut, bald, mohawk, mullet. And mullet is of your choice, the kind of mullet. Are you okay with mullet? Would you get a mullet?
No one has specified the terms of mullet yet.
Well, A of the H is saying you can choose. Parzival says a
skullet. Okay, but here's the point of the poll. You have to leave it into the hands of chat to determine what kind of mullet. Yes, Monoxis, you are disgusting.
That's what we're trying to figure out here, right?
You jerk.
Can I put the Anton Sugar haircut on there? Would you do it?
Okay, but it would have to be cut for okay, because like if Anton Sugar is an option, I would like to be Anton Sugar for Halloween.
I don't care. The point is when you get your haircut, after we do this poll, you have to do what the poll says.
Okay, but does chat want Anton Sugar? I understand you want Anton Sugar.
And what, I don't get to put one on the list?
Oh, fine. Well, it is his stream afterwards. All right, fine. Flat top. No, you could go lay down and like pound sand. All right, Regulaser. A flat top would look terrible on me, and I would look like a cop. All right, that would just be terrible.
What, you would get a problem?
Yes, I do have a problem with the flat top
Why?
because I look like a cop,
Okay. Well,
and people want to defund the police out there.
All right. I am spelling that correctly.
Oh, now you've got Monoxis doing jibbity jab on his phone. Are you happy?
I mean, like, is flat top an option?
No,
How about a buzz cut?
but fine. We'll take buzz cut. All right.
At this point, I feel like you're just gonna get you're gonna get bald, Joe. You're gonna be bald.
It's just gonna be business as usual.
You're gonna be bald.
That's fine. Life goes on.
I'm just putting it out there.
All right. Although I don't know if Goth Hippie
It's
Panda.
9/11 for the cops. Do the buzz cut.
Listen, AFDH, you have no idea what it
No
was
dreads
like.
because he has to cut the hair. What we're going for, see, bald is perfect because he wants to donate the hair. So bald means he gets to take it all off and then donate it.
So you have no
So the
idea.
shorter the better, technically.
You have no idea what it was like for like first responders in New York for like the first couple of years after 9/11 to just get pussy anywhere at any time because it was like, yeah, I was in 9/11, and that got you almost anywhere at any time.
Could I
especially-
convince you to shave half of your head and leave the other half long? Like Skrillex? No? Not even for like a day?
No.
Alright.
Because unless chat wants this,
What's going on, Real Hero?
listen,
But can I put
a
it on
real
the list?
hero. I know you're broadcasting from Canada, but you have to. It depends.
Real Hero, what kind of haircut should Haynes get? We're going to do a poll, and everyone's going to get to vote, but we're compiling a list of possible ideas, and then he gets to...
That's
pick
right, AFDH, the SJW mental patient haircut. That's exactly what it is.
Which one? The side shave half hair?
One half. Yes.
Can I put that on the list?
No. AFDH wants me to look like some sort of like emergency.
Hey, Real Hero, thank you for the prime and joining us.
Joining us to suffer.
Why is
Thank
that so
you.
low on the screen? That shouldn't be there.
Why is it not on the screen?
It is on the screen. It's low.
Okay.
I don't know why the alert box got moved.
That's right, Joey. Everyone has to suffer. Everyone belongs in the kitchen. Everyone must do their part, whether they like it or not.
Do that again.
Whether they like it or not.
There. That's better.
You hear that? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
Anyway,
Then suffer with the bald head.
could I put Devil Lock on the list? Would you rock a Devil Lock?
Well, I would just be like indoors all day.
The point is, you have to live with this.
I'm not even a fan of the Misfits.
I don't give a fuck what you're a fan of. This is for the fun. This is for the goofs.
Nope.
You let me put Anton Sugar's haircut on there.
True. A devil lock. No, because to do the devil lock properly, you need black tape, and you have to do it. I'm not gonna commit to that.
I mean, technically, you just have to not cut the front end and then just like gel it, but the rest of it gets cut down short. So you just have this one string of hair. And technically, if you had the mask on, it could be coming out like the side of the eye.
It will just come out my fucking eye.
Yeah, or through the nose.
Okay. Devil lock. Fine.
I can put Devil Lock on there.
You can put devil lock.
All right.
No, you have to check your mentions, stupid Thibera. So, listen, it's gonna have to come out the end of a fucking, my eye or my nose or possibly the mouth and make it look extra disgusting. Extra disgusting.
All right. I mean, I've got 4. I don't know how many I can put on the. I don't know. Oh, a man bun.
Oh no, you know what's really funny about man buns? Some men use man buns to hide male pattern baldness. Shh, you didn't hear this from me.
Would you do a man bun? Like you gotta cut it down short and just have enough to make a small man bun.
Oh, and then I look like a fourth-rate Vosh.
But like your sides are all shaved down, and this is just like pulled back into a tight man bun, but then cut short.
Oh no, that's too much fucking like upkeep to deal
What do you
with.
mean? It's just tying it back every day.
It's extra hair I don't need.
I mean, but that means you're aiming for bald.
Man, but I'm gonna have to say no.
All right, he said no to man bun. Sorry,
All right.
fellas. How do I convince my girlfriend to let me have 2 girlfriends? As someone who is experienced in this, get a different girlfriend who's already okay with you having more than one girlfriend, and be an adult about it.
Or convert to Islam and have a harem.
Yeah, but I mean, you could also just be mature about it. You could also ask her if she's okay with you having another girlfriend, but that also means she gets another boyfriend and or girlfriend. So
You have to figure that out on your own.
be careful what you wish for. Right, but it's 2021. If you get one, she gets one.
Yo, what's up, not 17? Vouch isn't a fourth-rate Vouch. Also, hi. What's good, homie?
Oh, I like that. I like that. The short haircut with a pattern shaved into it.
What would the pattern be? Like a tiger print or a woman's name.
All right, see, here's the problem, real hero. Like you don't,
Mandy!
you don't get to fucking pick and choose in this situation unless you specifically track down someone who's like in that. So either find someone who's with it, or like get used to taking some licks on this one. Would you do that? Short hair, Mandy carved into it,
Mandy. Yeah, okay. Short hair, Mandy.
like short buzz, like almost like a buzz cut, and then like Mandy written in the side.
Yes.
You're okay
Mandy.
with that.
All right.
We're gonna call it the Mandy cut.
The Mandy cut. All right. This fucking guy. All right.
Well, a real hero. I'm just letting you know. Good luck. I gave you the best I could. Good luck.
We still haven't even heard from fucking
Wherever they are, they're gone. I hope
didn't even follow you.
I hope
prick.
I hope they got their tacos.
I hope they're no longer hungry. All right.
Let me see how many answers I can actually put in a poll.
Oh well, now everyone is chiming in like an expert on. Hold on, I don't even know what's going on. And I did want to talk about the MPA.
Oh, we got it. Only 5.
Oh, okay. So it's
Okay. So let's see. What haircut does Haynes get? And we're gonna do bald.
all right.
All right, Chad. I hope you're listening.
Chat Monoxis is currently setting a poll up. You're gonna have to bear with him.
The Chigger, like Anton Chigger from No Country for Old Men, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't know what that looks like, go take a look. A buzz cut,
The Mandy
the Devil Walk,
and the Mandy.
and the Mandy, which is just going to be shortcut, but we're gonna ask the barber to write Mandy, like the name, I guess, in the side of your head.
Right. All right. No, hang on. I would like to take a picture of this.
Now everyone gets to vote. I'm gonna leave it up for 10 minutes. If you want, you can use bits, and you can use 200
No.
sweaty points for bonus votes.
Leave it up for half an hour.
I can't. 10 minutes is the most. I can do it multiple times.
Wait.
And we can tally the votes. How about that?
We're gonna make this live. All right.
All right.
All right. You have to get another picture.
How the fuck did I gotta get? This is your.
Damn it! You're making that blur. Now I understand whenever fucking you yell when
your
I'm.
hand in front of the camera.
Yes. Now I get it. All right. I just want to get that focused. You see?
There's no way it's gonna focus.
All right. Well, we're just gonna. But you see, but if you were in the fucking shot, I couldn't even create a new poll.
We
All right.
Judas redeemed rock paper scissors 1 round. You're gonna have to give us 1 second. Beta my sleeve also popped into chat. We'll get there in a second. So here's the deal. If you're just popping in, there's gonna be a poll popping up right now.
Mm-hmm.
It is Haynes' next haircut. We're gonna do this 3 times. You want a total of a half hour.
Yes.
This poll is going up 3 times tonight. You can vote. You can use bits. You can use sweaty points to get extra votes. We're gonna tally them all at the end, and that's the haircut you're gonna get.
Deal. All right.
And I think we should set a timeline for this.
So.
Assuming that the Chigger is a Halloween-based thing, we'll say by October,
Mhm.
by end October, you will get this haircut. Sound good?
So let me post.
I'm gonna put the poll up anyway because they can just start loading.
Go. All right, ladies and jerks.
Start the poll. Right. Creating that poll. Let's see if that shit pops up.
For the end of October.
Oh, the poll's popping up.
All right. And then we put it on. So for 3 times, right?
Assuming that this works.
All right.
Is everyone seeing a poll? I hope you all are seeing a poll. Because I can't see on my end.
Now you're gonna have to hang on, ladies and jerks. He's doing things on the internets.
You don't see it yet. Interesting. Huh. Come on, Twitch. Do the thing.
So you could place the poll on more than one occasion, the same poll?
Oh, I'm seeing votes coming in.
All right. So, ladies and jerks, you're going to have to let us know, please. All right. Now I'm going to have to pretend you're not voting at all. So you can put this poll up 3 times to, for the more or less 30 minutes.
I could. So here's the current results of the poll in real time. That's what we're seeing. Here's what we missed in chat. Let's see. Maybe I say it. Just find a girl who's cool with a side chick. This is why Chad shouldn't give dating advice.
Woo! Not 17 is a big bad motherfucker.
We do have to go Weeaboo Judas's rock, paper, scissors in a little bit.
All right.
We got Made him Muslim saying what's up to Thoops. All right. So like I said, this poll is up. It's gonna go up 3 times. All right, and we're gonna total all of them. So feel free to fuck about and do what you wish with it. I'm gonna get a total vote, but from the looks of it, it is neck and neck with that Mandy and the Bald.
I am.
Oh, the Mandy's winning.
I'm a little surprised the Sugar even got a few votes as it was.
Going on, Kool-Aider. We're doing a poll for what haircut Haynes gets, and we're going to do it more than once tonight just so we can keep track of it, but we're going to total all the things.
Kool-Aider, we're running this poll 3 times because you're only allowed 10 minutes each interval here
And
on
Haynes wants a
Twitch.
full half hour. So here's the choices. Bald, pretty straightforward. Haircut, pretty straightforward. The Devil Lock, pretty straightforward. The Chigger is Anton Chigger's haircut from the No Country for Old Men movie.
He said it.
And then Mandy is basically shaved head with the name Mandy carved into the side of his head. Someone is putting points into Bald. I can see that shit. Yeah, the name Mandy into the side of his head. We don't know a Mandy, by the way.
We don't. That's the best part.
He's just going to put Mandy in the side of his head after he cuts it short. So go ahead. Points, bits, whatever you want to do. I think everyone gets a free vote, if I'm not mistaken. And we're just going to let that rock.
So you heard it here first, ladies and jerks.
Joey spent my points on Bald. All right, there you go.
Oh, shit. All right.
Let me bring this over for now, just so we
Joey coming with the Slavic points in the fucking southern mountains.
So you have chat while we're doing this. We'll check on that poll in a little bit. It'll be up again later, so we'll do it again. Hey, listen, the point of this is just so you guys get to choose.
Oh, so here's something I wanted to discuss. The arts. All right.
Oh,
So
camera's having a problem.
oh.
Come on, camera. What did we do? What did we do that made the camera go stupid? Yeah, I put on the. I don't know if you saw it. It's the arts.
Right. One thing I wanted to discuss is
Because we talked about art before. So we talked about
Okay,
art. You tried pulling footwear again, and I didn't know if you had a new take you wanted to go into.
Okay. I put.
Because last time we talked about footwear, we ended up talking about preferred footwear.
But okay, so today's is what?
Arts. No, we still didn't talk about public transportation
Yet. Okay, so the arts. The one specific aspect about the arts that I've been very curious is how okay, so you take the Renaissance for example, okay?
Oh wait.
So that was a period of art where after the Black Plague.
Oh wait. Hold on.
The Mandy is making a fucking climb to the top.
Kool-Aid, I have enough points to sway the trigger vote.
You sure about that, Kool-Aider?
Oh wait, I get a vote. Who the fuck voted for the Mandy that many times?
78 times? You fucking madman. No, Radulaser, we are not doing Tibetan black magic
Oh
on
my
the stream.
god, hold on, is that accurate? Let me see these fucking poll numbers. Oh my god, which one of you?
Can we find out?
No, I mean, maybe. I don't know how these poll things work.
Okay,
This is the
damn.
first I'm doing a poll. All I'm seeing is that there's 79 fucking votes on the Mandy. So one of these fucking people is just sitting there being like, points, points, points. Which, you're gonna fucking shave your head and write Mandy in your head.
When we have to take pictures and post.
Your lady friend is gonna be pissed.
Who the fuck is Mandy? And I have to point to Twitch.
At least we're recording it. At least it's on the record. This is how this happened. So
Hey, Kool-Aider. I think you're a lot of bark and not a lot of bite because you know what's in last place? Buzzcut. You know what's in second last place? The Devilock. You know what's in third last place? The Sugar.
here's the thing. I don't know if you guys can see the results of them percentages. Like 79 votes for the Mandy. I'm pretty sure. Like I'm almost positive we don't have to run this 3 times. That's gonna be hard to top.
No, we are.
We're going to. We don't have to. Okay, so then you're good. Like I said, I've never done the polls on this before, so like, yeah, good luck. Now, which one of you fucking people? Oh, by the way, we gotta do a rock paper scissors. I think it was best of one. We'll find out. One round, rock paper scissors.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw paper. All right.
All right. Sure.
Yes. I'm throwing paper. Ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Shoot.
I didn't believe you.
1, 2, 3. Shoot.
Okay. You see, he told me he was going to throw paper, and I didn't believe him, because even in this day and age... Hey, Kool-Aider, are you keeping track? What is the global record? Because a couple of matches have happened, and you weren't there to witness it. So what is the global record? 21-17 Haynes. All right.
Do I use points and just spam the thing I want, and we just don't count them? No, I'm not gonna do it. I'll put 100 points to the Sugar.
100 points?
I could.
Okay. I would say 100. No, just one.
No, this is chat's choice. I put my vote. My vote was on the Sugar, all right? Because I think it would be hilarious. Because that would mean he'd have to like straighten it, so it's like properly done. You can't have, like the curls.
And get a proper right.
Like a nice perm. He told you he'd shoot. Why didn't you believe him?
Why didn't you believe him? All right. So, ladies and jerks.
Jeez. Yeah. I mean, I'm just.
Very quickly. All right. About 9/11.
Would I get tagged? Would I get tagged in by this guy?
Uh-oh. In whose mentions?
Thupa tagged me in something? What? And it's gone now?
Thupa, you have to answer to these internet crimes.
Apparently I got tagged in something by Thupa and it's gone now.
I don't know. Maybe he deleted it?
Maybe.
Did you DM it to him or did he fucking at you?
No, it looks like it was a thing he posted. But either Twitter's fucking up or Thupa deleted it.
Look, you Russian son of a bitch, you have to get back to us. All right, so how many more minutes is left in the poll?
I don't know. That bar's much. So,
Really?
So if that's 10. I don't know.
All right.
Doesn't matter.
We're still going by half an hour.
I'll put it back up. It'll be a revote. They'll get a couple extra ones in. But whoever did this, that's unbeatable.
I really want to know who voted for the Mandy. Because I want to ensure that we have the proper footage that we could show you Mr. or Mrs. Mandy voter. All right? I reposted it. It's about fucking time, Thupa.
Was it this?
Maybe.
Maybe it was this. The paint thing? Alright. Fair enough. Anyway. Getting off topic here because we were constantly getting off topic. The arts. You were on the arts.
So, do you think there will ever be a second period that is on par with the Renaissance, and we're like, after the fucking bubonic plague,
Sure.
in Western Europe, there was the Renaissance. Now, granted, it's not like it happened overnight. There were people who were toiling for some time, but like after this great plague, came this like, oh, someone art like a lot of the art, which is listen, hear me out.
I wasn't cutting you off, but go ahead.
I wasn't. Yo, of course you're gonna cut me off.
I'm
in
just
your
saying,
head,
you don't gotta
alright?
hear me out. Like, I was listening. I also
Because-
already have an answer.
This guy, all right, this guy is trying to be a jerk, and I'm gonna try to sidestep him and fucking bounce back
You're
like
all
a fucking
you're
running back.
all witnesses. I've done nothing, and I'm being blamed for something.
Right.
Meanwhile, this guy cuts me off all the time.
So this guy thinks he has me all figured out, and I'm just trying to talk about how in the Renaissance there was this insane, absurd return to God, sir. You had people like Michelangelo, and it even carried onto the tradition of fucking Bach and Beethoven.
Okay.
And Beethoven was like, "I am writing symphonies in the name of the glory of God."
Okay.
And it was like, "All right, there, you fucking deaf German weirdo." Or like, you know, Bach, who was like, "All right, you fucking not deaf German weirdo."
The
Like,
Mandy has won. Hold on now. Where's my other window?
Hal has the Mandy one already. Is it irredeemable?
That's the results of the poll. Made in Mycelium, 7,400 channel points and 300 bits. Now we know.
But can anyone No, wait. Kool-Aider said he had enough points.
Oh, I'm tallying up. All right. There will be another round of this later.
Jesus Christ, not 17.
Thanks, 17.
Not fucking around.
Yeah. I want the moment in which you have to explain to your lady friend how this happened.
Why Mandy is buzz cut into the side of my head?
I just looked over and got cursed in Dark Souls. You deserve it.
All right.
All right. So we're gonna wait, and
Can you run it again?
not right now.
It was that or orthorexia
Uguzi,
nervosa.
hello.
Uguzi, buenas noches.
Mandy wins round 1. Technically has a huge lead. Like, huge fucking lead. Because this man just kept doing things. Yeah, you spent points.
Right,
You just
you
fucking
see?
dumped points
So-
into it.
Uguzi, if you're just joining us now, I have to get a haircut, and we had put on a poll. What kind of haircut would you like? So it was
Apparently,
a buzz cut, a bald, a devil lock, Anton Shiger, and yes, Kool-Aider, I said his name, or the Mandy, in where I would get Mandy buzz cut into the side of my head, and the rest of it was bald.
And we don't know a Mandy, so it's just name Mandy was chosen.
So now we're here.
And we're gonna run that poll again, so hang out for a little while and you'll get a chance to vote as well. Because we're gonna tally up 3 total polls, because Haynes wants a half hour of
And Kool-Aider is bluffing, saying he has both points for orthorexia nervosa and to turn the tide for this Anton Shiger look.
it depends on how much they want to vote out and not get orthorexia nervosis.
That's what I want to see at the end of this evening.
Anyway, so the Renaissance, we've got painters, we've got music,
Right.
we've got
so,
a cultural shift.
so what was it about, like, you know, okay, so this plague is over and now people are doing, like, works in the name of, okay, I'm not saying they were all religious related, but how come they all had to suffer? So Da Vinci could write in his notebook, and it's like, got some wine for the morning. Like, homeboy knew what was up. Like,
So what you're saying is, do I think there'll be a second Renaissance? Correct? Am I understanding?
Mhm.
I do. And I believe we're on the cusp of it.
think so?
And I believe that it will happen in virtual space.
Really?
Because let's take a couple things into consideration. We were at a point where like things are getting stacked too high to not notice how everything is fucked.
Right.
Like things have been fucked for a long time, but we're hitting like plague fucked.
Unparalleled levels of fuck.
Yeah, like new levels of fucked. Where like everyone's gonna be in the shit soon. Even if you were doing well, you're gonna be in the shit with the rest of us. So everyone's gonna be in the shit soon, and all we're gonna have is each other, drugs, alcohol, and the current form of media, which is like consumerism and meme culture. And the way, like, almost like how Ready Player One played up this whole, like, and then in the virtual space, you know what I mean? It'll be people creating things in a space which is not a representation of what's actually happening out there.
Mm.
So I do think VR is going to be the next renaissance. I don't think we're
Yet
there.
live here on public access television, here at twitch.tv/Monoxus, you too can hear not the 21st century Marshall McLuhan, because you think you have read his shit and you think you have opinions, and then this guy starts talking.
So VR space will be one thing, as far as like creative mediums. Things like Twitch. This stuff already exists. Like a form where what was considered artistic representation is being thrown towards the masses. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like how us, some jerks, can make a somewhat public access show.
It's right here, Kool-Aider. If you got the points, I got the orthorexia nervosa. Or you could vote for the Anton Sugar. It's up to you. It's now the Kool-Aider stream. All right?
I think we're on the cusp of it. I think, and when I say that, I mean it still could be years from now. But considering, you know, hundreds of years of human evolution and
Right.
cultural growth, and then eventually, like, everything was fucked. People didn't trust didn't trust sources of entertainment. They didn't trust their government. Things were terrible. Look at what's happening right now. Everything's kind of fucked. People don't trust the government. Media sucks, and everyone's making their own shit. Why are people buying shirts from Twitter people? Why are people watching Twitch streams? Why are
And now-
people on VR chat instead of going into the real world? Why does OnlyFans make more money than Pornhub?
Or Netflix.
Why are we outsourced? Like, why does Netflix have more followers than HBO Max? Like, why are all of these smaller? Because everyone's making their own content now. So the Renaissance was like, fuck you, we're gonna make our own content, and it was better,
All right.
and it shifted the course of creativity for humanity. And we look back on it now fondly, and we're like, wow, that music was extravagant and the art was amazing. Right now, we're looking at like VR modeling, and it's like that's just some douchebag who wants to be like an anime waifu, but 20 years from now, you'll look back, and again, hundreds of years, look back even more. But 20 years from now, we're going to look back and go, some jerk off in a garage with a shitty computer and no programming skills, fully modeled and articulated character. Just because he was like, this is what I want to look like.
Right. Okay. So part of what inspires great art, I would argue, is that someone making something that I can't find this anywhere else, I'm going to make it.
And they do it with either minimal training or minimal resources, and they create something amazing. It's kind of how VFX art became, like, now you can make a movie or a show and pay money to a VFX team and make the shot perfect. But there were people who, like, they made that possible through trial and error and failing upward. So people look at, again, VR rigs. Or, like, a dude, like, how everyone doesn't fucking, like, some people don't respect electronic because, like, dubstep and shit like that. But let's face it, there's people in their garage right now with a computer and a bunch of buttons and knobs making doper shit than half of the bands that are on in the mainstream media. As a single person who's just like, I have cool ideas and this sounds great. Or two guys with a drum kit and a synth, and like one of them is yelling, and it's like, this is amazing, and like a whole band can't make music this good. Because people are out there just making what they want to see. And I think 100
because
years
they
from
can't
now,
find it anywhere else.
100 years from now, we're going to look at like this era, this 2000s, like tech has gotten too good for its own good, and shit's fucking just downhill constantly, and be like, wow, even when they were going through all that shit and the world was literally on fire and there were wars all the time and everyone was dying of opioids and no one had money and then there was that pandemic, like, they made some dope music and they made some cool VR shit and there were some kind of cool shows that came out.
And it lasted forever.
Yeah, and so I think if
So
we haven't already hit it,
We're on the cusp.
we're
of it.
getting there.
Okay.
But like right now, I could see like a historian looking back and being like, and then in the early 2000s, you saw the beginnings of what was the new Renaissance, where a bunch of schmucks tried doing what everyone else was like, wait, if those schmucks can do it, I can do it, but with production value.
Right.
So like what Two Assholes in Queens are doing, there's someone out there who
Queen's
has
Trash and Masks is the best 21st century public access television, ladies and jerks.
somebody has this.
If you're watching and you haven't pressed followed, press follow. What is wrong with you?
Someone's going to do exactly what we're doing, but with a better camera, more space, and more skills on a green screen on the computer.
Right.
And they're going to do this, but 10 times better.
And possibly multiple cameramen.
Possibly. And they're going to, like, I could totally see someone taking this exact style of, like, shtick and show style, but with better production quality and, like, a team of people. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. And, like, we'll look at it and be like, well, they stole our thing, but, like, they did it better. The same way there are musicians out there who are like, well, we've been trying to get that sound forever, and then some asshole just like, and it came out beautiful, and it was like, I did this in the garage after 2 years of self-training and living in the shadows.
Kind of like how Weird Al hit in Dare to Be Stupid. According to the frontman of Devo, Mark Roethlisberger, he was like, the sound I had been working towards my whole life, Weird Al nailed on the first try on that song Dare to Be Stupid, where he parodied Devo.
Yeah.
Right? So, Cat Goes Milk goes Loving the Fresh Cut. Not 17 goes And More Lucha Masks. Thupa goes, gotta say TV has a lot to compete when I could see anime women talk about how they shat themselves in a mall on you in a mall? Ew.
But you see what I mean? Like, so there's that weird degenerate shit,
Mhm.
but that's gonna open the door for proper content.
When we get to 1,000, that's on YouTube.
Also, mind you, think about it like this: you've heard of like these AR experiences, like augmented reality shit. So like, when that becomes normal,
Mhm.
and you can walk into a space and literally throw yourself into a virtual space and engage with it, you don't think that's going to be part of that like new renaissance?
It will backfire.
Doesn't matter. It's going to be part of that new age of like, not only do we now have VR tech, we can physically put ourselves in a space and engage with the virtual world because we have buttons and gloves and suits that can do it.
But now there is an emerging economy, points of exploitation, all these other things that I'm not saying you fail to consider.
I'm
but
sorry,
come with the package.
you don't think when a great composer put together their music because they were like, check this shit, I composed this great fucking piece of art and it was the sickest shit in the history of anything ever, some asshole wasn't like, hey, what's up? That shit sounds really cool. I like what you did. You want to play inside of a stadium for a bunch of rich people? And it's like the world is dying outside and everyone's poor. You want to play that cool ass music for someone outside and be rich? They're like, hell yeah, I do. Yeah. There's going to be a market for it, but it starts off as this...
Wake up and smell the noise. Do you want to play in Giant Stadium?
It opens up as this emerging market. Why do you think we went from, oh, VR technology is for fucking incels and losers, to, like, virtual reality concerts with fake superstars and they have platinum albums?
All right.
That's
you're not
already
wrong.
happened.
You're not wrong.
All right? So we've already, like, and now it's faster now because the whole, like, fucking 2-week... second hand, minute hand, it's just like, if anything, our renaissance, our new artistic renaissance will last like 20 minutes and we'll all blink and miss it. And 100 years from now, I'll be like, yo, for these 10 years, the dopest shit happened and everyone who was living in it enjoyed it, didn't realize what was going on, and then moved on.
And it was the
But
greatest,
it changed the course of history forever.
and it was the greatest thing in the history of anything ever.
For all we know, we're going to look forward at like Thanos being photo real in a Marvel movie where we were like, wow, that's some pretty good CGI. And someone's going to look back and be like, and that is how the AI started.
You know what? Years from now, they're going to look back and be like, now, despite the fact that their technology is crude, this was the last time people had a sense of humor. Fucking Lopan goes, they literally do concerts in Fortnite.
They do. And they're actually pretty cool.
Fuck you, they're cool.
They're kind of cool. I mean, they're nothing to a real concert.
It's not...
Okay, how about this, though? Think about that concept, right? Virtual concert, right? Now, have you ever seen the Gorillaz perform live before they went live band?
No.
So, when the Gorillaz used to perform, you would be at the venue, and the entire stage had screens that were translucent unless you lit them up properly.
Mhm.
So you couldn't see that there were screens on the stage. And they were set in a way where it was like mirrored, and there were mirrors there to angle it. And then they had 3D models of like 2D, Murdoch, Noodle, like they all came out.
Playing it live.
But they walk out and they perform, and it looks like they're moving in a 3D space because you've got screens and mirrors reflecting it, but you've
Okay.
got these animated characters engaging with the audience and moving around the stage, right? Now, you don't have to do that. We actually can project 3D characters.
But you're at home, not at a
But-
live venue.
But that the whole Fortnite concert thing was because if you're doing it on a controller and a screen, yeah, it's kind of fucking dumb. But if you have the VR headset and the haptic feedback vest, you can move around your room and be all fucking wild. And if you hit somebody, you feel like the contact with someone.
So, okay, so you're saying VR is the renaissance.
Yes, it will be. 100%. We already have 3D characters on live stages with real people, but the person on stage is a AI that makes music. There's literally an AI that makes music that they made a
Where
3D
is the
body
lie?
for.
Where is the lie?
Like, I already saw someone mentioned it. I saw Miku does physical concerts. Miku is a 3D character with an AI who makes the music. We're already there. We just now have to take the step where not only is the character fictional and computer based, but we're not even there with them. We're at home in our haptic feedback VR suit, running around our bedroom, throwing our hands around, and when I bump into you who's in his bedroom, my suit responds and goes, "Hey, there's someone next to you." So I don't keep going.
Okay.
That's the next big.
All right. That
And
is,
people are going to take that because, again, you have motherfuckers who are making crazy 3D rigs. Like, if you've never done VR chat shit,
I have not.
there are people, because you can make your own custom characters. There are professionals who make shit, and then there are people who make amazing custom rigs, and nobody bats an eye, but they make phenomenal work. Fully articulated parts that move and can engage, and when they speak and move, like, it's... And these are just people at their home with a computer making fucking 3D modeling.
On the sometimes
Not even professionals.
sometimes on their fucking phone.
Like, you know how the CIA hires hackers to work for them?
Mhm.
3D modeling companies who work in Hollywood and for professional industries are finding people in their basements who are just like, yeah, and I just made that shit over the weekend.
Right.
And some of those people aren't going to get outsourced and hired.
In fact, okay.
They're just going to keep making shit.
Even
Like,
though-
there's a Van Gogh out there right now who's making amazing 3D models and background worlds in Minecraft with amazing music and has his whole own virtual space and just does it for fun.
There is right now. Okay, listen.
And no one's going to notice until like 100 years from now when he's dead. And it seems like, wait a minute, where did this VR chat server come from that was fully articulated and has this amazing immersive experience?
There will eventually become a point. All
In
right.
fact, there is a VR chat space where the dude who made it died. And people still go there to visit it because of how well done it was. I don't remember the name, but I can find it. So there is already precedent of someone making a place. It's called, I think it's called a treehouse. So it's literally a treehouse, and then you pick the virtual space you want to be in. And this person took live footage of like a jellyfish swarm in the ocean, and you can step out and swim among the jellyfish, and it's like a full rendered recording of them actually out in jellyfish.
Right.
So they made this whole thing, and each thing is a different like pattern, and a thing that they personally handmade. That person died, and then their family was like, leave it up because it's like, and there are people who still go there today just to go visit it and be like, wow, this was a labor of love. And it's just some random fucking thing in VR.
That exists on Saltibet and in Mugen, in where there's a character named Dragonclaw. And it was a very early character in Mugen. And the author of Dragonclaw, who I believe is also the same author of Tony Wan and Ron Max.
Okay.
This person passed away. And their creation lives on in Saltibet. Occasionally, from time to time, when no one is least expecting, it is Tony Wan and Ron Max versus one or two people on exhibitions. I'm always delighted to see that.
Also, what's up, John Woo? We were kind of just talking about shit. Didn't see you pop in.
What's good, John Woo?
And he says his homegirl makes her own avatars. Like, this is what so like, yes, we're already there, but I imagine this is exactly what happened during the Renaissance because like, and I hate to go back to it, but look at someone like Van Gogh, who was like, check out this painting, and someone's like, yeah, this shit sucks, and then he's like, ah! And he's like, and he's like, all right, bet, and he goes and he paints someone, he's like, what's up? And someone's like, this is garbage. And he's like, all right, whatever. And he's like, with his therapist, he's like, yeah, everyone thinks my art sucks. And the therapist's like, let me see it. And then he puts it up, and their therapist is like, yeah, it's I. Oh,
John
shit.
Woo has
John Woo.
joined us to suffer. Suffering up and down the ocean.
9/11
up and
is
down.
serious. I hope you don't have a great night. I'll smoke a bong rip for you. Thank you, sir.
Please, thank you, John
But
Woo.
that motherfucker just struggled infinitely until he deaded himself. And now we're like, wow. So there's some fucking person right now making some VR amazing shit who is gone or maybe gone in the near future.
Right.
And we're going to look, not us, but a generation is going to go back and be like, and in the early days of virtual reality, this person made the treehouse.
So Carlton364 created a world in Minecraft that exceeded the expectations of the person who made Minecraft.
Yeah.
You see, he figured out an exploit as to X, Y, and Z. Because like even in the early days of Minecraft, people made things like a 1-for-1 replication of the Star Trek Enterprise.
Have you seen? There's a guy.
Like,
I know now it's more open.
you Minecraft people worry me.
It's now more open source. There's a dude who figured out how to code in Minecraft, and because of the way he codes it, he can merge objects and make.
Thupa, why don't you promote 718 TV? Get people to subscribe in Russia to 718 TV. Why don't you do that?
This person's program smooths objects and makes them three-dimensional and rounded. Someone figured out how to use Minecraft's code to unblock, literally block Minecraft, and can smooth and make Minecraft texture smoothed over.
Really?
Yes. And they use the base code of Minecraft to go, oh, if you just adjust a couple of things, Minecraft can be a smooth textured experience. And then you put like HD textures on it.
Really?
And now you have Minecraft in HD smooth. And it's Minecraft, but it looks like Skyrim.
Who is this jerk?
It's a team of people who've been like just modding and patching and modding and patching and modding and patching. And it's like, no, you can make Minecraft look like a fucking like AAA title. Smooth, unblocked, like everything.
Wait. Perfect, pristine first-person angle.
No cornered, actual smooth. Because what they do is they take the blocks and they basically like replicate one block 20 times at different angles. So all of the corner points merge at perfect, precise angles. So now they're round. So instead of a single block, it's like 20 blocks to make a sphere.
So it looks smooth.
Yes. But it's actually 20 layers of blocks.
Ooh, okay.
And then textures to like add lighting, add proper reflections to the water, to make objects have sharp edges, to make high detail in the fucking like materials. And then computers like mine that are gaming computers explode because you are layering so many things onto this shitty game that it looks like a AAA title and the computer can't handle it.
And then Monox's computer.
Hey! Weebo Judas just gifted a tier 1 to Fwank.
Weebo Judas, gracias.
And Fwank, there you go. You got a sub, buddy.
Fwank, now you can spam emotes. And Fwank, if you're not spamming the fucking special extra edition emotes, I'm gonna hold it against you. You fucking dirty pretend Irish piece of shit who's actually probably Polish or Slavic.
Think about that shit. So in my, like, this is the Renaissance, it's just happening and we haven't noticed it yet. Something like Minecraft, some stupid children's game with blocky textures that's got infinite amounts of people playing it, infinite amounts of mods, and you can do all this crazy shit with it.
Right.
Someone went out of their way to be like, what if we took Minecraft, right? But we made it look good. And that alone blows computers up. Not even counting, it's like, let's make it look good. And then let's add, like, the boss mods, and the storyline mods, and the quest mods, and the magic mods, and the extra items mods, and the, like, all the minerals mods, and the real life health mods, and the virus mods, and the extra monsters mods, like...
And the undead mods.
And then eventually your computer just bursts into
And then the
flames.
magic item user mods, and it keeps piling up from there.
Alright, so, like, you know, that's, like, so...
That's right. Fwank, you gotta keep posting more, alright? Joey goes, that's why I think simulation theory is fake. Nobody's modded it to be cool yet. Ooh.
I have a theory about simulation theory.
Ooh. Joey is all like, fuck your simulation theory.
Hey! Thank you, Weeaboo Judas.
Weeaboo
for
Judas,
follow.
thank you for doing your part.
On a roll tonight. I do have a theory about whole simulation theory. The simulation is gotten out of control and is losing memory, and that's how we're getting leaks of things like repeating themselves.
Look at him. Look at him. He's in a cocky swole shirt. He's like, excuse me, I'm perspiring. I'm going to show off my shirt.
This is the
Hey, stand up and show off the shirt. Stand up and show off the shirt.
They can see the
Look at him.
It's a
Look at
718.
him. You want to buy that shirt? You DM me on Twitter or on Instagram. Buy a shirt.
Buy the shirt!
All right.
But
Hey, do you have a torso? Shirts. Shirts.
no, we'll get there.
We have to.
Don't give them spoilers. We're making a shirts commercial. No, but the simulation is running out of memory, and that's why we're just remaking things. And that's why there's no original content.
That's why.
And that's why the simulation itself can no longer make new things, and the things in the simulation are making new things. Because the simulation is just like running on a loop, and it's at the end of the loop.
So in its source material to perpetuate itself, it makes more content.
It's just like I'm gonna go back and remake the same shit, and because like I'm at a new cycle of people in the loop in the simulation, like they don't realize that we've already done this, so we're gonna do it again. And then like that generation dies, and we're gonna do it again. And but because of the lifespan, because of humanity working itself into things, it was like, wait a minute, we've done this before, haven't we? We've done this.
We can all agree we've done this before.
And then eventually humans will reach like the ripe old age of 250, and they'll be like, it's a simulation. Because we'll live through it 2.5 times and be like, yeah, this isn't real.
2.5. You see how precise he's thinking 2.5 times. Now Kool-Aider was talking mad shit because he's all like, do I want orthorexia nervosa or do I want the sugar?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. The simulation updates are just asset flips and sprite recolors, and like the longer humanity lives, the more we go, wait a minute.
Thank you, Fwank, for spamming. Can you spam it just a little bit more? Just a little bit more. Fwank, if I'm getting through to you and you're watching, and this is live, spam just a little more. Teeny tiny little bit more.
And
just
Joey,
a little bit more.
Joey, in case you don't actually know, because he said, nice shirt, where can I get it? You just have to DM this guy. And there's some details which I'm not keen to the total list of current designs because there are still some that you are tweaking.
Yes.
And ink colors are not confirmed.
So hey, listen, the site's gonna be up at the end of next week, the latest. All right.
Really?
Yes.
Officially?
Yes, officially.
Awesome.
The point is,
here's a problem though.
But there are people who hit me up in DMs and they're like, Gibbs shirts, monies.
I know I talked to you about
say no.
Legal issues with one of those flyers. I actually did some research on my own, and like it's definitely fraudulent. You won't just get sued; you will get destroyed sued. You cannot fraud any kind of charitable donation. It is a federal crime. Don't do that.
Damn.
Federal crime. Like they will go after you. Number 2, you're going to have to add the link to things to the flyers.
The link of what?
The site for the shirts. So, this is this, right?
Right.
Now, what if I wanted this on a shirt? And I saw this. And I'm like, that's an awesome design. And I'm taking a picture of it, right? This doesn't add anything because you can search it and find the YouTube.
The Twitter first and foremost, which is this dumb asshole.
What you're gonna want to do? Dead New York.
Well, we'll cross that. I have to get something alive first.
I'm just saying, you
cross that bridge when we get there.
with a .com.
Where here?
Here.
Show the ladies and jerks. I don't know what you're talking about.
Here. It doesn't matter. It's for you. Because if you want to put that on a shirt and you want to get people who aren't these people, they need to look at it, or at least make a QR that links to the shirt site and put the QR on every single flyer. Because people are stupid and they see QR codes and go, what's this? And then it will directly link to like, do you want this on a shirt? In fact, it'll link to like, do you wear t-shirts? Shirts! And it'll just go to that.
Do you have a torso? Shirts.
No arms? That's fine. Shirts.
Sir, listen.
So, you're going to have to update all of those.
Where would the QR code go on this thing, though? No, this isn't a sincere question. Where?
Here. All of this empty space. The man's head can be photoshopped to be a QR code.
Why are you that bloodthirsty like Goldman Sachs? Because that's a good idea, but I don't think I could get it in that small...
Because I have a background in marketing and manipulation. That's what I do for a living.
Are you sure you want it on the man's head?
No. I would recommend getting rid of this completely and putting a QR code. And the QR code should link to the inevitable website for merch. And the merch website should have a couple of things on the front page. It should have the shirts ad, which will be in the works by that time, and it should have a link to Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. So when they show up, they're like, QR code, and dumb people, everyone, goes, ooh, QR code. And the first thing they see is a commercial, and the commercial has links, and the links is our YouTube, our Twitch, your Twitter, your Twitter, my Twitter, and then underneath all of it is just the shop. So it's like, do you want to know where this came from? Here are the links that explain it.
So by the end of next week, the latest, we're going to have things up and running angrily and disgustingly. So I would like to point
Does
out...
having a background in marketing and manipulation help with the side bitch thing? Yes.
Oh, no, hang on.
And I have to ask Chad a question.
Okay, now hang on. People are talking shit in chat.
And we're busy talking about business, boy.
So the Large Hadron Collider caused a memory leak in the simulation. Listen,
Yes.
every once in a while, there's like a brief hiccup in things, and then there are a few people who are like, did you feel that? And that's how that happens, Lopan, all right? So Joey goes, I'm being cheeky, get that back, fellas. No, listen, honestly, I've thought about putting respect troops on...
Oh, Joe's got a point, though. Hold on, you're going to like the next one.
And riding with the spare prohibited on tote bags. It's okay to be infected on tote bags. We're going to get through Twitch chat one at a time. Hold your fucking horses, all right, buddy? All right. So John was all, what about the Pointy Stick Foundation? That's a legit charity. All right, listen. Because twitch.tv/Monoxis is brought to you by the Pointy Stick Foundation and courtesy of skewers like you. So go on YouTube and subscribe so we can get to the city.
Charity fraud is a federal crime, and this guy was considering charity fraud.
You know how I like it? Move it on up, move it on up. And then it's like the Jeffersons. That's what we want at 718 TV, because when we hit 1,000 subscribers, we could live stream and then read super chats of people who are too indignant to think we're what we are. I'd really like that.
Point is, you're going to fraudulently make a charity,
I don't know what you're talking
and I'm glad that I talked you into getting legal help. You and the homies, because you were all about to commit a federal crime.
You're not wrong.
That was gonna be bad.
But I don't know what you're talking about.
Sure. Point still stands. I have to ask Chad a question.
All right?
What do I want from Chad?
You're leaving it in this man's hands? That's a you problem.
That's the whole point of the fucking thing.
I want a lucky strike.
They're gone. I smoked the last one. I'm sorry. We smoked a lot of them yesterday, to be honest.
You're not wrong.
We were smoking a lot during that stream.
Well, I didn't expect fucking cameraman to be a piece of shit and be all like hibbity jibbity dice game Manitoba skeletons fucking hip star. Squeeze me.
I don't want to ask Chad.
What do you want to ask, Chad?
All right, chat. I got a question for you. I hope you're all listening. So this is on behalf of Weeaboo Judas for deeming the ask chat a question. You are in a position where you're coming home at night, whether it's a long day of work, or a long day with the missus, or a long day with the family.
Or the homies?
I want more stressful situations. Maybe it's a long day
Ooh.
with the homies and you didn't have a good time.
And you, okay? And you didn't have a good time.
So you're going
A
home,
long day with the homies.
and it's been a rough day,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to have a drink. All right? Nothing's off the table. What is that drink?
Like a little drinky poo?
What is the nightcap that fixes your shitty day?
What is the little drinky poo that you have that makes everything mildly
Yes.
okay?
What is the drink that you have that makes the night better?
All right. Watch some asshole respond with coffee, because that would be my third choice.
Giant
If
cup
it
of
was
tea
iced
from
coffee.
Thupa. Joey says wild turkey honey whiskey with ice. Baby Lucas says wine.
Ooh, okay.
All right. Last
Cameraman
one.
is a
Okay,
P.
so it's
Oh,
in the group room.
listen, AFDH, you just have to calm your tits, all right, buddy? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. What you are engaging in is slander, and I think, it's slander and...
I don't think he counts as a thief. You're dealing with an extra dimensional.
libel? I think what AFDH is engaging in is libel as well, because it's words on a screen.
Here's the thing, though. Dealing
I think AFDH is just talking mad shit 12 hours into the future.
as a person who's not spiritual,
Mhm.
extra dimensional beings should fall on the same plane that like angels and demons do.
Like
So-
volcano gods?
Sure. So like when cameraman shows up to your group and is like, "Hey, what's up? I got a bargain for you." You should treat that like a deal with the devil. You know what I
But
mean?
some people don't know any better.
But like, okay, so here's public service. If cameraman walks up to you and is like, "Y'all want to play a game?" Cameraman is an extra dimensional being. He is on par with angels and demons. He can manipulate real time. He has a D20 given to him by Jesus Christ that can manipulate things.
Listen,
He has the RN Jesus dye.
I can neither confirm nor deny these
He
allegations.
he can't. He doesn't cheat. He manipulates reality.
But I do remember
So you
him,
should not do deals with him.
I remember him asking me like mad questions that made him like want like no.
He has an RN Jesus dye.
Listen, ladies and jerks, like I'm not trying to say that I am at the
And
mercy
somebody-
of cameraman.
Played dice with him when he.
And we got his fucking stream.
No,
So
no.
I don't know what the fuck he's doing over in Manitoba in an alleyway
My
with
point-
skeletons, and Hipstar
Well,
loses his
they weren't-
fucking stream key.
They weren't-
Cameraman crosses the Canadian-American
They weren't
border,
skeletons.
and then he brings it here, and
They
then
weren't-
last night happened.
They weren't skeletons. I'm telling you, they were skinny people. Because food is expensive in Canada. So they're skinny. He just doesn't understand.
If there are any Canadians in chat, can you please chime in to see if Monoxis is telling the truth?
Weeaboo, Protestant Earl Grey, alcohol doesn't make me hacker when I'm already off. Thanks, Weeaboo, for chiming in via chat.
Thank you, Earl Grey. Not a bad choice. That's actually a really good across the board choice. All right.
So, my point is, if you ever find yourself in one-to-one with cameraman, and he's offering a game of chance, he's cheating. He can't lose. He has a magical artifact that lets him manipulate probability.
But now he's like fat and bloated, and like instead of being in Central America, just rolling dice in alleyways before watching Kumate's front row, and there are people screaming at the top of their lungs in El Salvador as some guy pummels the fuck out of some other guy
Sure.
who is this like farmer that
Here's
like
the thing. If he can manipulate probability, it doesn't just mean dice rolls. Probability manipulation is busted.
but he wanted to watch a good show, so he just watched a guy turn another guy into fucking
Sure.
ground beef in El Salvador.
But if he has any stakes in that shit, like if cameraman's like, yo, come watch this fight with me. Also, I've got money on this guy.
No, he was just fat and happy and wanted to see
No,
a good show,
I'm
so he
not-
fucking rolled a d20.
Not in
and
that
he kept
case.
rolling.
But if cameraman is ever like, come watch this fight. Also, I put mad money on this person. There is an 100% chance that person wins. He's also a sore loser.
But now he's rolling dice in our neighbors to the north. And you know what's really funny? When Canada talks about their borders, they talk about America. And when America talks about their borders, they talk about Mexico. You people have no idea what it's like to deal with fucking borders, alright? So before any of you fucking Leafs even spit a fucking word because you're all in lockdown, not allowed to walk outside, no freedom zone, like fucking Fidel Castro's bastard son is your prime minister, and like people are yelling at him in public, and the CBC is trying their hardest to hide that. But if you go on Twitter, it doesn't even matter who the fuck you follow. You're gonna end up finding like gore porn and politics, no matter who you follow. Because like people are like liking and replying to things, and you're like, I wonder what he's talking about. And then it's like, oh yeah, the world is out there. That's more or less how it boils down to. The world is out there. This ugly. What the fuck are you doing, Monoxis? Now he's fucking typing some shit into create a new poll. What the fuck are you doing? No. What happened to the old poll results?
I have them. I'm making another one so we can do it again.
Okay. This is what I wanted, because now we are going to 2 of 3 periods of 10-minute intervals where we get this poll. Alright? Monoxis chiming in as he should, like a gentleman. Because when I say ladies and jerks, honestly, it really does boil down to ladies and jerks, but Monoxis is a gentleman. Sure. Stylish hobo cat from the United Kingdom might call him Queen Sex Man, and that might very well be his, like, you know,
All right,
part of his
folks.
character.
That poll is up again. Same rules.
Fwank,
However,
Fwank, thank you.
we are
Just
keeping
a little bit.
We are keeping the results of the last poll, and we are going to add the total of all 3 polls to what haircut Haynes is going to get by the end of October. Is the plan, all right?
Right?
Regardless of what everyone has picked, by the end of October, you will get this haircut. If not sooner, but by the end of October. Okay? Just so we're clear.
Hey, Kool-Aider, I'm not saying you're just all bark and no bite, but here you are talking about having points, and you know where I don't see the points? Nowhere. That's all I'm saying.
But it's not your business.
Even though Kool-Ader got my shirts, I sent Kool-Ader shirts.
Oh no. Or Frank Morton's saying is that you're brown drink drunk.
But you have no idea what you're talking about, all right, Tampage?
This
all right?
wasn't brown though. This was clear.
This was aguardiente.
This is also like 29%. This is pretty weak shit.
But it was nada. It was just so I could have an
What's
excuse
going on?
to
No
drink.
known.
Listen.
We're doing a poll.
No, listen. We were doing a poll, and honestly, I wanted an excuse to guzzle Coca-Cola. So now we have this poll in the haircut that I'm going to be getting before the end of October. So evidently, the Mandy... Oh, shit, the sugar is, like, in the lead. All right, you see that? I think that's Kool-Ader.
It could be, but it's not enough. So just so we're clear, everybody, we are taking the total poll results of the last poll, this poll, and the next poll. There's going to be 3 polls altogether.
All right.
All right, so we're going to be totaling them. The last poll, the Mandy got 79 votes.
But how many votes did the sugar get?
Because Made in Mycelium just kept accidentally clicking vote on it and spent all of their points dumping into the Mandy. So,
But then the sugar happened.
no, the sugar, like, now it's happening, but the sugar last time got 4 votes. And again, the Mandy so as of the last poll, here, not counting what's happening right now.
Right.
I'm not even looking at it. I can't see the results of this current poll at this moment, just so we're clear, chat. The last poll, Bald got 19 votes. The Sugar got 4. The Buzz Cut, I believe, ended up with, like, I didn't write it, but it was, like, 2.
Right.
The Devil Lock got 1, and the Mandy got 79.
Oof. Twitch chat coming in hard with Tampage is although RC is good too. I do prefer Rucola. All right, could be a girl drunk. Listen, Tampage,
But
you
just
don't know.
so, you know what?
You don't head show in Mexico Cola. You don't know what the fuck you're
Real
talking about.
time. All right, so the Sugar's up to 30. You are about... You are not... The Sugar is not even halfway to where the Mandy
Damn. All right.
stands because of Made in Mycelium accidentally spending all their points. Like, Made in Mycelium actually spent all of their points
For the Mandy.
to Mandy.
But then the sugar happened. Is that Kool-Ader?
I'm also going to vote the Sugar. As I did last time, I'm putting 1 in.
Okay.
Putting 1 in.
Is Kool-Ader responsible for the sugar?
Find out when it's over.
All right.
We'll get a full tally.
Kool-Ader, if you're watching like and interacting live right now, can you please let us know if you are personally responsible for the sugar? I would like to know who it is that's voting in on this nonsense, because eventually I do have to cut this thing to Locks for Love. But if it is cut for Anton Sugar shenanigans for Halloween, then, well, I have to cut it, properly. And I have zero problem putting a flyer over my head instead of a mask. This
Point
isn't-
is, we get that
not permanent. Shh.
that shit's got a lot. Like, okay, 31 plus the 4 from last time. Yeah, you're still not halfway there yet. Actually, you just hit halfway. The Sugar just got the halfway mark of Made in Mycelium's Mandy pump. So good luck, chat. I'm not. I would love to just dump into the Sugar.
What was that? What was that Kool-Ader?
I will find out. When it's done, it'll say who.
Excuse me, I would like to know who is voting for the sugar because, like, it has to be cut that way, and I will get pictures, but I am curious who is fighting and slugging their weight. I believe I'm owed that much, right?
You'll find out when the vote is done. It'll say who put points in.
Watch it be Kool-Ader, all right?
I don't think so.
And then he's like,
John
he said
Woo
his
says
name.
John Woo's pumping Sugar. He's already said that. So there it is. He gets it. John Woo tried, but Made in Mycelium already ruined it.
Watch John Woo ruin everything with
To be
fucking
fair,
sugar.
there's going to be a third and final moment to manipulate the results.
We're getting 30 minutes, my friend.
Yeah, this is
You
the,
see?
this is the second. This is the second one. All right.
We're not even halfway done with the second half.
Also,
all right?
to be fair, John Woo, the trigger was my idea, and I've been voting for it every single time.
Listen, John Woo, why you gotta talk mad shit? All right.
All right. I want the trigger to be the haircut as well. That was my choice. I chose that option, and both times I voted for it. So, I mean, I could obviously just dump points in, but I'm cheating because I have infinite points. So I'm not going to. But I will use my one vote each time for the trigger.
Well, okay, I have a question.
Sure.
Right. So if the sugar wins,
Yeah.
can you accept the photo if I get it cut as is, with like it is me with the shirt, but my face is covered with a fucking flyer because I can't be in the mask because that hides the hairstyle,
Sure.
right? But I have the hairstyle,
Yeah.
and my face is covered with a flyer.
Sure.
Will you take that as proof of the Anton Sugar?
Oh, sure. No, that's exactly what we're going to do.
All right.
But we're going to a stylist if we get the trigger, not a barber. Because we're going to get that shit done properly.
All right.
Like, we're going to go to a proper stylist and show them a picture and be like, this. Where the Mandy, we can go to like a hood barber and be like, shave it and write Mandy instead.
Mandy.
Mandy. That's easy.
Yo, I think Kool-Aid might have fucking devastated and dropped so much knowledge it left the world unbalanced.
Catastrophe says, who's doing that?
You see?
Who's the son of a bitch? I see it.
You see, listen, basement, nothing can help us, all right? Like, not 17 dumped all his points into Mandy and then
Dump it.
Doopy!
What a hero. Oh my god, I can't wait to see who's doing this. Someone's going ham.
I'd like to think it's Kool-Aid. I could be wrong. Prove me wrong.
It's fucking Muzan. Thank you, sir.
Oh,
yes,
shit.
the trigger.
Oh shit, it's El Primo! Oh no! Fuck.
Yes.
Alright, El Primo, over in the beverage
Come on, who
barn.
doesn't want to see this man with Anton Sugar's haircut? That shit's amazing. That's just gonna be funny as hell.
You'll figure your way out. It'll be so good.
Oh my
All right.
god. Nah, he's a hero.
Ladies and jerks, we're glad that Ohio strunk and reminds us that we will be Halloween if and when you can catch us. All right?
That is one off from tied. With no, Mandy's actually up because of the 4 extra ones here. You need 5 more triggers to tie Mandy currently.
I don't know. It really seems that everyone is hell-bent on sugar.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're now tied.
So Kool-Aid goes now.
Oh,
I can
never
have
mind.
orthorexia nervosa too. Kool-Aid running the deep psyop.
Oh my god. It might be Thupa as well.
Deal. And my face will be blurred by a flyer
Oh
too.
my God.
Right?
This is great. Yeah, that's winning now.
All right.
Whatever, there's still one more poll to go before the night's over.
One more. All right, ladies and jerks. Even though the sugar
Is in the lead.
by a zillion billion points.
No, you forget Mandy got 79 last time, so it's still fucking close. Unless everyone just and never mind. He's just all inning sugar. It's still going up. Yeah, it's still going up. It's never mind. You're getting the sugar.
We're getting the sugar. All right. And I'm gonna take a picture with the haircut, and my face will be
Lupa
blank.
with 460 bits and John Woo with 5,600 channel points.
With
Oh
the sugar.
my god.
With the sugar. With the sugar. All right. You win this round, John Woo and Tupatibra.
Alright, I'm gonna tally it up.
Look at what not 17 started. You see that?
So
I
Sugar's
hope
at
that's a lesson.
128. Mandy gets 14 more, bringing it up to 93. The Devil Lock up to 9. bald up to 24, and the buzz cut staying at the low end.
At 0. Buzz cut is at 0.
Look at this.
Yikes.
Look at this.
Oof.
Hold on. Where is it? Where are you?
Thupa, you son of a bitch.
Don't be bad.
Not 17, you son of a bitch. Why did you do that?
It's so good. Oh, and here's the breakdown for this one.
Of course, Thupa. You Russian son of a bitch. You're the best.
Pooping out fucking around. Alright, so currently, I mean, there's still a race.
All right. We have not fulfilled the 30-minute probation time.
There's one more to come, and currently, the trigger's up there.
And watch Kool-Aid go, no, I want to hear about orthorexia nervosa. Watch. It's going to happen at the 3rd round. All right.
The only reason we didn't do cornrows or any kind of braid or dread is because the intent is to cut the hair and not just restyle it. So,
Kool-Aider evidently is no stranger to the West Indian Day Parade, where even though the Puerto Rican Day Parade is all like punch and grope, the West Indian Day Parade officially ends when someone is shot or stabbed. So Kool-Aider chiming in from Florida, good looks, homie. And I'm glad you got your shirts in time, because Kool-Aider got my shirts. Da-da-da-da-da. And then I have Anton Chigurh haircut. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. So here we are at twitch.tv/Monoxys, where you too can vote on this poll in terms of the haircut that I get before the end of October.
I'm just glad that my pick is winning.
I'm not gonna lie, a little disappointed, but greatly pleased. It's fucking Thupa.
That's fair. And no manipulation from me at all.
Russia is interfering in all of our elections, as you could see it in real time.
Yeah.
And then Kool-Aider is going to chime in at the very end of the fucking 3rd hour with orthorexia nervosa. Watch.
Maybe. But the point is, of all the dumb things that were chosen, because there was a lot of discussion over what was the proper haircuts to pick, and I was like, I'm putting the sugar on it because you said you'd do it so long as it was for Halloween. Thank you, chat, for making my dreams come true and putting that man in a curled, in a straight, almost bowl cut.
Before Halloween, which will happen. All right, ladies and jerks.
Oh, do you want to hear what I'm doing for Halloween? I have my Halloween costume picked out already. I'm working on it.
What is it?
Take a guess. You're never going to guess it. I mean, I go hard for Halloween. I always do. You see my costumes.
Satan?
No, I've done Satan already.
Yes.
That was a rough Halloween. Satan and Santa was a rough Halloween.
Oh, boy.
That shit was rough.
I
I got fucked up.
You didn't hear it from me, folks.
We did Satan and Santa. I got really fucking drunk.
It was...
I was a mess.
I had never seen that before in my life.
Yeah, I was a mess.
I didn't know he was mortal until it was Satan and Santa. I thought this guy just fucking poured bottles of whiskey into coffee mugs.
No.
And just like...
I was
and the sun is coming up and he's holding
ruined.
court like a fucking Roman senator.
Nah, dude. I had a day of weakness. But I was the devil, so it was fun. Anyway. So I'll give you a hint. It's the character from Greek myth.
Hermes?
No. How would that be Hermes? Come on. You're on the right path, though. He is one of the gods.
Well, I mean, he had access to everywhere from the fucking underworld.
Hermes is a
Not
bitch,
delicious.
because who the hell would I be? Come on. Which god would I be?
Do you see yourself as a Hephaestus or an Apollo?
Neither. What?
Zeus?
No. What?
What, Athena?
Lower down. Why would I be Athena?
Poseidon?
No. You're thinking too high up.
Pluto?
No. What?
You Your rectum? Who?
Dionysus.
Real? Oh, this fucking. Alright. This fucking guy.
Drinking fucking.
Alright. Now, welcome to the Monoxus Tinder Power Hour, where he just swipes left, and then, like, in a profile,
Narcissus is a good one.
Monoxus encounters on his Tinder. Alright? It's like, oh, I love
I am not going to be Zag. Zag is a cool character, though.
I love Marvel Comics. So he swipes right. Alright? And then he matches with a fucking like, a woman out of his league who loves Marvel movies, and then Monoxus is all like, and by the way, Queen Sex Man is nothing to slouch about. And then he matches with this lady, and he's all like, hey, do you like Marvel movies? And she's like, OMG, yes! And then he just leaves her on read and goes, oh.
Dude, you gotta hydrate.
Alright.
It's too much work.
Fine, I'm gonna go water over there to hydrate.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, no, Dionysus.
And watch the fucking Shigger win at the end of this, alright?
Because why wouldn't I pick the god of, like, wine and sex?
Who does he think he is?
Oh, again, though, Narcissus is a fun pick.
Alright, ladies and jerks. So, eventually, before the end of the month of October, I have to get a haircut. And this is contingent upon people voting in this poll. Now, the Shigger is currently in the lead, alright? Now,
There'll be one more poll before the stream is over. We've got time. We talked the arts. We talked quite a bit about 9/11. The fuck else was on there? Public transportation, which we kind of like bullshitted about.
right.
What was the other thing you want to talk about?
Well, I was late.
I'm saying the other thing you want to talk about.
No, it wasn't footwear, was it?
I took footwear off because we've done that before.
Oh, excuse
haircuts,
me.
Dirk, we've talked about everything.
Right.
Well, technically, we never gave public transport a proper conversation.
Okay, so I would
You just talked about how you were late and why you were late,
listen.
and we talked about the flooding a little bit.
I would like to discuss how.
Chat, how about this? Pick a topic. First thing I see is what we're talking about.
All right. Until then,
Go chat. First thing we pick a topic. We're talking about it.
AVH goes, the god of no guardrails and dangerous travel. Tony Stewart. I don't know who that is. Because I'm an uncultured Slav in Queens. Listen.
Hold on. We can.
What do you expect from mass trash?
We can give Tony Stewart a fair chance.
What is Tony Stewart?
Look up who Tony Stewart is.
All right.
I don't know why you would pick it.
Guardrails, Thupa. What do you like best about me? Listen, cool it. Before we get to your dilemma.
Is Tony Stewart a fucking NASCAR racer? John Woo, why the fuck did you pick Tony Stewart? Alright, Tony Stewart, I mean, NASCAR. And then I see guardrails. You know
well, Kool-Aider, if you want my opinion as to what I like best about you,
nothing.
is how there is a vocation in what it is what you do, regardless of. And I know you live in Florida.
Actually?
And Florida has this really weird, like every conspiracy theory has a Florida angle. And even though, for all I know, you're either not or you are hiding out in Florida from the tri-state area.
Did you confirm that Kool-Aider is an XL?
He is a double XL. He is fucking 6'5", and when he fucking puts his elbow to the fucking ceiling of the room, and then he ends up making bitches look like they're having a bad time on a roller coaster, because that's Kool-Aider.
Kool-Aider, after last night's stream, we might have a job for that man. We may need to bring Kool-Aider to Canada.
And just have him challenge assholes in Canada?
We need Kool-Aider specifically so that he can put Hipstar.
Listen, Kool-Aider, there are people that are not Monoxus, but are better opponents for you to wrestle in
Who
Canada.
also apparently want to wrestle. So we're going to bring you as our wrestling champion.
So listen, Kool-Aider, all right? And even though you did send such a sweet, delightful, magnificent birthday package, and Monoxus was a fucking disgusting piece of jerk who wiped his mouth on the shirt, which was all nice, and I was like, come on.
No, I didn't.
This fucking guy! And he's just like, I don't like peppers, and I'm like,
They weren't good. That oil was pretty good though.
although the worst part is like I was fucking like my ass was a shotgun and the shit was like buckshot.
Because you kept eating those peppers, right?
And it was like that until like fucking 4:30 p.m.
Remember that time you ate those peppers and I was like, these are bad,
Yeah,
and you kept eating them?
and 4:30 p.m. the next day.
I was fine. You kept eating those bad peppers.
4:30 p.m. the next day.
That's a you problem. Anyway, moving on from Kool-Aiders. What do you
Tony
want next?
Danza,
I got.
A of the H is slowly tapping into this nonsense. All right.
I got nothing on Tony Danza.
I would like to credit Tony Danza not only in Who's the Boss, all right, which is a cornerstone of 80s culture that people tend to often overlook unless you've been living through this fucking nonsense in the first place. Then comes Tony Danza, and we're like,
I mean, I don't.
over time he did kind of become like a blowhard right-wing Republican.
I'm just saying, like, am I too young
He's
to
verified.
care about Tony Danza?
Google Tony Danza and tell me if he's familiar to you.
I know who he is. I just don't care about him.
No, well, he's in the background, whether you like him or not.
He's irrelevant.
He'll live on.
Nah.
Oh, no.
I mean, I'm a generation below you.
I would argue
No, you won't.
he's not even letting me state my case. Right, jerks.
Let's talk about how
Ladies
Josh is
and
always
jerks.
digging me smash. I'm sorry, what?
All right, so El Primo is. Why don't you fight El Primo in like fucking 1v1 in Smash?
We did. I mean, we did once.
Who won?
I mean, I think we were both fucking around.
Who won?
I mean, I little macked on a couple of people until some rando showed up and kicked both of our asses.
El Primo.
Confirm,
I'm saying-
Muzan. We were both fucking around. I was little macking, and some asshole showed up and like whooped both of our asses. And that guy was actually good. Like I think it was a.
I want to play Left 4 Dead 2 Survival Mode Highway.
I will.
All right, that's what I want.
I got no problem playing Smash. I also don't claim to be the best at new Smash. In fact, my best Smash game is Melee. You want to play Melee? I mean, I have to dust the cobwebs off, but like, see me in Melee. I was a Sheik main. I'll fuck you up.
All right. So come on, ladies and jerks in chat, respond if you can. All right.
But we got fucked up by a Kirby, I think, because like we were both just fucking around with shit. Because he was learning Terry at the time. I think I've seen like he got better at Terry, and I was fucking around with Little Mac, who's like garbage tier, and just like throwing A smashes the whole time and being like, "Get next to me, get next to me, get next to me," and that was like all I was doing. It was fun. It was fun.
Although
Until a Kirby showed up and was like, "What's up?" I actually played the game.
and then someone plays Snake.
I played Snake in Brawl. My Snake was pretty good in Brawl.
Yeah.
Snake's not the same in New Smash. Brawl Snake was busted.
Once upon a time, it's been a long time since I've played that nonsense.
But it depends on the generation of the game.
How much longer until this poll? Until the 20 to 30 minutes.
Oh, I have to just put another one up. Do you want to do it now?
yes.
All right.
So one more time, ladies and jerks. You too can vote on the haircut I'm getting before the end of October. All right.
Can I just minimize it to the 2?
Maybe.
Can I do that? Can we all agree that the Sugar and the Mandy are the 2 we care about?
All right. So we all have to boil it down to the sugar and the Mandy, ladies and jerks. Okay.
Unless someone wants to argue for something else, I don't. I mean, like the others are so far. You know, I'll put Bald in because it's the 3rd. It's the 3rd by a lot,
Okay.
but I'll put it in. Like Devil Lock and Buzzcut are not catching up.
All right.
All right,
Deal.
and this is the order they're in currently. All right, everyone.
Thank you for joining in. And I don't know what Kool-Aider has in mind until this is over. All right.
And I'm gonna put my vote in.
Of course, because Monoxus wants the sugar.
I'm the one that put that on the list.
Snake is my favorite Harry Potter character. Alright, Tampage. Alright, you have to fucking settle down. Don't blame me. I voted Andy. Man, listen, AFDH. We're trying to pull through. Alright, we're trying. But evidently, I'm going to have to wear a denim shirt.
Now it is point based. The real fight begins now.
And walk around with an oxygen tank.
As of right now, not even counting this poll, if these stay matched up, Sugar wins.
Okay.
Sugar is in the lead by a lot.
As a true Russian, I voted both. Oh, god damn it, Thupa.
Just so we're clear, chat. Sugar's in the lead by a lot. So, Sugar fans, you don't gotta fight too hard. Mandy people, y'all gotta fight.
I hope there. Listen, watch Kool-Aider chime in. 20 seconds left on the clock. With Orthorexia nervosa. Watch.
I mean, that's fine, but like, there's no win.
Oh shit. The Mandy is in the lead.
Uh-oh.
What's going on? Hey, what's going on? Mandy's uh-oh. The Mandy's fucking sneaking up. What's going on?
Just so we're clear, mods can't adjust this because they have infinite points.
Okay. But fucking Tampage is all bam, I pushed it 5%, and now Mandy is in the lead. What is going on, ladies and jerks? AFDH is all Mandy. Like this is Jerry Springer in the late 90s.
I'm pretty sure mods have infinite points, so mods don't count.
Oh no.
Unless the mods don't. If the mods don't have infinite points, I'm not going to take it away from you. But I think you have infinite points, mods.
Uh-oh. Oh, what's going on here?
It could be a mod fight, though.
A mod fight? Mod fight!
Oh, if you don't have infinite points, then never mind. I don't even count.
Oh no, it's a mod fight. All right.
This is actually a fair fight, then, if you don't have infinite points. If you don't see an infinite sign next to your sweaty points, then I'm wrong. Also, we're now... it doesn't matter. Sugar is in the lead regardless. Mandy has to pull ahead by a lot. So
But look at the fucking voting poll at the moment.
Okay, so there you go. I'm just you got work to do. You have 10 minutes, so like fight it. All right, have fun, boys.
Uh-oh. All right, listen.
Ooh, the Mandy pulling ahead.
Tampage. I don't know what kind of fucking shenanigans Tampage is pulling right now. So AFDH goes, mods don't have infinite points, or I am not a mod anymore. No, AFDH, you are a mod. The sword is next to your name.
You are,
right?
Then you don't have infinite... I don't know how this works. But somebody is throwing Mandy points.
All right. Uh-oh.
Man is slinging bits.
You too can join in the fight of what kind of haircut I'm getting by the end of the fucking month of October.
Come on, Team Sugar.
You see this shit?
Wake the fuck up.
He's trying. Man, I'm really curious who the fuck is pulling over for Mandy. Watch it be Kool-Aider.
Could be. It could be anybody.
Oh. That is what the sword means.
Yeah, it means you're a mod.
Yes.
To be fair, though, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't matter what actually wins. This is a victory for me either way. Sugar, I win because I chose the Sugar haircut. Mandy, I get to be like, what did your girlfriend say?
Touche. Deal.
Right. Oh, never mind. Team Sugar coming through.
Uh-oh. Team Sugar coming. Uh-oh. What's going on? Oh, no, it's side. Oh, shit. Sugar's in the lead. Uh-oh.
To be fair, Sugar's already in the lead. This is just making it that much worse.
Who is voting on Sugar?
I don't know. This is great.
I need to know who is pulling.
We're going to find out when it's up. We're not going to see it again. Sugar's at right now. It's at 78 of 60. All right. So outside of this, Sugar's got 128. Mandy's got 93.
Uh-oh. Wait. Come on, Mandy. Uh-oh. AFDH is all Mandy. Mandy has
to win by 35. Right?
What
No,
is
no.
going on
No.
out there in the fucking polling world?
Mandy has to be ahead by 28.
Mandy.
Mandy needs to be ahead by 28 in this vote.
Or
Or
oh
it
no.
loses. 29 technically, or it's a tie.
You see, ladies and jerks, this is what happens when you leave it up to chat.
All right, so I'm just saying. I think the Sugar's gonna win.
The sugar haircut? Alright, listen, basement. I know what you mean.
Yeah,
All right.
it's Sugar time.
Before I await my final judgment in this Sugar or Mandy ordeal,
I am.
what's yours?
What do you want?
What was something you haven't? What was the last time you had pizza?
The other day.
Then I don't. Damn. I didn't know if you did.
Flang voted bald. You're the one asshole who voted bald.
Wank, you son of a bitch.
Oh my god.
Would you be against fucking pizza again?
How about this? We're gonna find somewhere that I can get a Philly.
Would you be against anchovies on pizza?
I would. I don't want pizza.
You see this guy against anchovies on pizza? I'm just gonna have to fucking take it out on him later. All right.
Devil's gone. That shit was so far behind. Oh my god, Mandy is ahead.
Oh shit.
Come on,
Okay.
Sugar. Team Sugar, what's up?
Not 17 goes, yo, throw devil back out. It can make it. No, devil cut will no, the devil lock will not make it. All right.
I like Machina fucking flank out here throwing your vote away to a third party.
Oh, Lopan, who do you think you are?
Yeah, Mandy with the hard flex, but I don't think it's in the lead yet.
So what are you getting? Like a fucking Philly cheesesteak?
I want a Philly cheesesteak, dude.
All right, I'll cash out you, and we'll get a fucking Philly cheesesteak. What's on the menu?
I'm fucking figuring that out.
Show me what's on the menu.
That is the wrong address.
Don't hold me hostage. Look at this guy. Because he has to go through 17 addresses of like ladies whose houses he's been.
I
where they're
ordered
all
more
like,
than one house,
make
dude.
love to me, Monoxus. And he's like, yeah, I'm just like kind of in the middle of the thing.
Yeah, where the fuck is Team Sugar? Why is Mandy going up?
And then if she,
Oh, shit.
thank you for doing your part. Who had joined us?
Another Haas.
Haas. Thank you for your consideration, my friend. What
You
exactly?
are
is
obligated to
this
get
meeting?
garlic bread and side of marinara as per the donation of last week. So somewhere I can get a Philly and then also garlic bread apparently.
Listen, oh, A of the H is trying to call in the volcano gods to give him a favor for Mandy to be buzz cut to the side of my head.
2 hair stands battling.
You heard it here first, ladies and jerks.
Oh
all
my
right.
god. No, I mean like listen, you guys are deciding the fate of this man's haircut.
Is the Streamlabs down there?
What? You mean?
The Streamlabs.
Oh, you mean the link?
Yes.
I haven't turned that on.
Oh, you son of a bitch! You should have kept it up.
It doesn't, well, because they're gonna use their fucking like points and their bits for this. Why the hell would I want to have
We
a
have
donation? Like,
we have to deter them from fucking filling in their obligation to vote on a haircut. I wanted to deter them too.
you mean this?
Yes.
Whatever. That's like a money link. We're talking about them
Listen,
using
if you
points.
think you can escape from that, and you think you want public access in the 21st century, you too can donate like Kool-Aider so we can have all the garlic bread in the world. All right, that's all we want. Hey, listen, Flank. If I were you, I would start spamming some of them emotes like you can. I'd really look forward to that. Oh, well, listen, fucking Tampage. If you could spam them emotes a little bit too, I'd appreciate that as well. So here we have the Mandy over in the lead, as opposed to the Sugar. The Mandy is 56%. The Sugar is 43%. The Mandy has 110 votes. The Sugar has 85 votes. Tampage goes, what size is that for the Mandy? I hope you heard. I read the metrics. John Woo, LUL.
Just so we're clear,
All caps, by the
Sugar
way.
is in the lead from the last vote. You are still not winning, Team Mandy.
El Primo, probably home from the beverage barn, is all like, hell yeah, garlic bread. Hopefully we get garlic bread. Basement is all Mandy in cursive. Ooh, Mandy is still in the lead. AVH goes, ha 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 ha. The
There you
next
go.
goal for the
There you
font
go.
size.
Oh, Mandy wins in the last second.
Holy shit, Mandy is miles ahead of everything else. Comic Sans would be classy. Did they? No, listen, not 17. They didn't just clinch it. It was just this inevitable fucking struggle against destiny itself.
Well, let's see. Let's see.
Are the polls closed?
Polls closed.
Oh boy, ladies and jerks.
I'm mathing it out right now.
All right. So first off, Mandy won. All right.
Mandy won this poll. So the last one
He has to factor in all
was
of the fucking...
Mandy at 93, and
Mhm.
Mandy is now at 127, which is a 220. Mandy wins by 1.
Oh,
It was
my
219
Lord.
Sugar to 220 Mandy.
Listen, Team Mandy, we couldn't have made it without you. Thank you for being you and chiming on in.
Mandy wins.
Thank you.
So this man's gonna shave
By
his head
1 vote!
by 1 vote. Literally 1 vote. So you're gonna shave your head and you're gonna write Mandy in the side of it. That's your haircut. Yeah, that's it.
Mandy, 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 Mandy. All right, we're giving you what you want, A of the H, all right? So Mandy wins fatality. Not 17 is all Mandy and Braille. Listen, I'm glad you were here to witness this nonsense. I am curious if Kool-Ader had chimed in at a certain point, or if he wants orthorexia nervosa, which, as we all know, vegans did 9/11. Basement, I appreciate you chiming in with your fucking fancy emojis. I don't know where that's from, but I see the fucking Guile haircut, and that is some top shelf shit.
I think that's his
Kool-Ader
goal right
goes,
now.
you'll have buyer's remorse when a Dominican barber messes up the spelling. That's why we have to get the Puerto Rican flag, so we have neutral colors when shit pops off. All right. So I would like a fucking Philly cheesesteak as well.
I'm sure you would. I'm trying to figure out where to order from. All right.
I would like to take a look at the menu while you're done. Before you're done. How
What do
about
you mean?
that?
If you're getting a Philly cheesesteak, you don't gotta see the menu.
I kind of don't they have like mozzarella sticks?
Maybe.
Maybe onion rings?
All right, we're gonna go diner food.
Okay. See, ladies and jerks, I'm trying to meet Monoxus halfway. Right? Mendy. All right. No, it's going to be Mandy, you son of a bitch.
So 2 Philly cheesesteaks,
Thank you.
and we have to get garlic bread apparently. Unless this place doesn't do fucking garlic bread.
Then we have to put the garlic bread on hold. I'm sorry, Kool-Ader. This is nothing personal. It's strictly business.
Just put that in your pocket.
All right.
Give me back my 10K points. No. Yeah.
Listen, Basement, I'm not sure what it is you voted for, but Mandy ended up winning. All right, so I got to get Mandy buzzing the side of my head. I'll spot me 1 brood witch. That does nothing for me, Tampage. All right. So where's the cheesesteak?
They're already in there.
Okay.
There's 2 cheesesteaks in there. Because as we agreed upon.
How much is the cheesesteak?
Depends.
Well, what the fuck did you order?
A cheesesteak.
How much is that?
13. From them.
Holy shit! I love how they have a snack tray of chicken fingers and mozzarella sticks. Are you kidding me? They're talking to you like you're dealing with a fucking business conference, and now they have smoothies. What the fuck is going on here?
It's a lot of things.
What the fuck is this place?
I mean, don't worry about it. Just order food.
All right. Well, does the cheesecake? Does the cheesesteak come with fries?
No, it comes with coleslaw and a pickle.
Oh.
You can add fries to it. Like for a deluxe kind of thing.
Okay. Well, how do you get to that? Because now it's just fucking breakfast.
I'm sorry. So what you want is some fries. Yeah?
Yes. Well, what do they offer? I'd like to take a look at the
Fries,
menu.
waffle fries, onion rings.
Waffle fries?
Yeah,
Waffle
The
fries?
normal nonsense.
Do they have waffle fries?
Yeah.
Wait, but do they have sweet potato fries?
Yes.
Okay, I will take the sweet potato fries.
Okay. I'm gonna reduce that. Because I don't want fucking sweet potato fries.
But I do, so you could judge me all you want, ladies and jerks.
Those things suck.
Patooey.
Those are gross. Is that it?
That's it.
Alright, just that's it.
and then I'm just gonna harass this man on the internet with the monies. All right. So Coolator goes, how good was the Strombolis at Andy's? That he asks Tampage. All right. Okay.
Not Andy's. All right. Well, now you got to get Mandy cut into the side of your head.
On the side of my head.
Yeah. Why the fuck wouldn't it be the side of your head?
So hold on. Oh wait, there we go. Hang on. You're gonna have to excuse me.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Apparently, this is having an issue. Is that
Uh-oh.
why?
Did they read my order and they're like, this guy is a fucking domestic terrorist?
No, I think it's just online ordering being janky. Yeah, we're good. There was like a promo thing that it automatically added, and it was like, you can't use that promo. And it's like, then why would you apply it?
Well, god damn it. Why wouldn't you? You see, they're trying to get him to sign up to his fucking nonsense on his phone so he has one extra layer on top of this gross panopticon.
There is no Mandy Muzan. That's the whole point.
That's
the joke.
That's the joke.
Which is why I was like, I don't care if Mandy wins, because now I get to hear the story of you meeting with your girlfriend, and she's like, who the fuck is Mandy? And it's like, you have to go watch the stream.
Because Anton Chigurh was in the lead.
By one.
And I was making my peace with having to get that haircut for Halloween.
Yeah, that's it. 1 point.
And that's it.
They played it smart. They boosted it in the end.
I'm grabbing water. I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
G fucking G. All right. Food's on the way. Haircut has been chosen.
All right, so we have to deal with Mandy in the coming future, and we're really glad you're here with us, ladies and jerks.
You have to deal with Mandy.
Oh, well, I mean...
I don't gotta do shit.
Alexa plays God's Plan by Drake.
Yeah, you,
Not 17 goes combine them. I'm going to have to say no. Because imagine having a half Anton Chigurh, half Mandy shaved in the side of my head. That would be awful. All right, not 17.
listen, the poll was had, the decision was made. That's it.
So, Tampage goes, I don't think they have Strombolis. Oh, well, Coolator, look at you.
To Coolhead about Andy's.
Look at you, Coolator, thinking you're old Mr. King shit a fuck mountain in the previous tri-state area nomenclature. Although, Coolator, I'm really glad my shirts got to you. So good looks, homie.
Nobody got scammed. Can
So,
you send me a picture of the picture behind y'all? Yeah, I can send it to you. You mean the 718 TV thing? Yeah, I can do that. I can forward that to you.
Hey, move over. Hey, that's the joke. You have to move over. Hold on. You have to move over. That's the joke. You see? That's the joke. It just shows up. That's the joke.
Whoever had illegal vote buying was on drugs? What do you mean? That was the whole point.
Basement, I don't know what kind of nonsense you're talking about, but, you know, evidently... Okay, Basement, what did you vote?
If it was fair and not rigged, it wouldn't be fun. The rigging was the fun part.
We're really glad that, like, the mods did not abuse power they did not have.
Yeah, well, they couldn't apparently. I could have.
Although he kept voting for Chigurh.
Once, every time.
3 times total.
So 3. Compared to the hundreds of votes. I used my 1 vote every time.
Short by 1.
Yeah, that's not my fault.
Short by 1. Ladies and jerks,
That's their fault.
ladies and jerks, if you're just tuning in right now here
That's
at
Team Chiggurh's fault.
twitch.tv/Monoxus.
Team Chigurh fucked up.
Can I get the metrics one more time? All right, I'm curious. Here, we are deciding the fate of
I
me
didn't add
having
up
to
the
cut
other
my
one.
hair.
I just added the Chigurh and the Mandy.
So
all that fucking mattered.
So
It
at
was
the
by
end,
1.
the Chigurh had 219 votes, and the Mandy had 220.
At the last second.
So at the end of October, I'm cutting this to Locks for Love, and when I'm cutting it all off over here, I have to get Mandy. buzzed into my head.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
So we're glad you joined us here, ladies and jerks.
That was the poll. That was the whole fucking point.
And we appreciate you chiming on in, even though we did start late. Because, listen, getting to fucking public transportation, living here in New York City, you end up getting 3 public transportation stories. Smell, fight, and, oh my god, I have to leave this car and go into another.
I do that all the time.
At the very least.
Like, once a week, I have to leave a car and go elsewhere for various reasons.
Like what?
It's almost always some hood rat who's yelling at no one in particular, but just picking fights with people. And I'm like, the last thing I need right now is some asshole who's like, I'm a fucking, like, blood. I'll kill you. And I'm like, you probably will. I'm not going to be here for it. Because, like, you have nothing to lose. You're a fucking degenerate.
Right.
You probably will kill somebody.
You just want to get home.
Like, I enjoy my life. You're a fucking scumbag.
This is the end train at 7:43 p.m. on the way back to us. It's a fucking Ditmars Boulevard.
You think I won't stab you? No, you will, because you have literally nothing to live for. And going to jail is a better option for you than living a regular
And
life.
he's just trying to clock out from Equinox, and he just wants to go home here.
And I'm like, I'm just trying to fucking get off the train. I'm trying to, like, sit on a train and read a book. And these motherfuckers are like, I'll kill you. And I'm like, I didn't do anything. But they're just walking on the train going around being like, fuck you, what'd you say? And it's like, no one say anything. You're hearing voices in your head, crazy person. I'll stab you. I'll stab you. You probably will.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, is Kool-Aid's garlic bread order being kept in the back in the back burner?
pocket? Yeah.
Okay.
Until we get a place that has... I thought that place had garlic bread.
So Kool-Aider, I'm very sorry, but we're going to have to put this on hold. Yet another stream, and this isn't anything personal. But how about... you ladies and jerks send us money on Streamlabs, so the next time we stream, we have to order Italian food, and then by proxy of that, we have to order garlic bread, alright? You two can join in this brigade,
Well, we can just...
and it's right over here.
We can just...
See?
We can just guarantee that next time we'll order Italian.
We could try that.
So next week we'll get Italian and we'll get the goddamn garlic bread. In fact, we'll get it before the stream ends, and then like Kool-Aider can watch us eat the garlic bread that he paid.
Kool-Aider, why is it that you enjoy pictures of the food and pictures of us eating the food so much? Why do you like that, Kool-Aider?
Son, basement, I have seen a crazy motherfucker going off by like twice a week, I think, at this point, for months. And it's not the same people. It's always some other fucking person who's tweaking. It's not always like, I'm gonna stab you. Sometimes it's a guy who's just like sitting there and he's talking to himself and he's like yelling at nobody. And there's no one near them, but they're just like yelling at somebody. And it's like, you are hearing voices, friend.
And that person is just like turning around at no one in particular and screaming at people who aren't there. And then the second, and the third of the train is trying to do their thing, but he has 1/3 of his train all by himself.
Nah, like the mental health crisis in this city is not being talked about. I walk so I go to Forest Hills pretty frequently to go visit one of my lady friends, and I leave early because for work I have to get in at like 7, 8, depends on the day.
Right.
The same spot every single time near the train in Forest Hills. There's a guy. He's always there. Almost butt ass naked in his underwear, and he's just talking to no one and like bullshitting. And when you walk by him, his like frantic hand gestures and him talking to himself, he turns to you and he just keeps having the conversation he was having with himself with every single person who walks by him, as if they're the person he was talking to. For months, I have seen this person every single time I go there. Doesn't matter what hour of the day. I've been there at 6 in the morning. I've been there at 8 in the morning. I've been there at 12 in the afternoon. I've gone there at 5 in the afternoon to meet up for lunch. Same spot, same dude, just in his underwear and like a windbreaker that's like fucking faded and broken apart. And he's underneath an awning just talking to no one in particular. And people just like throw food and money at his feet. And he's just like, and then he just starts talking about like nonsense, waving his hands around.
Can we film this, man?
No, that's fucking weird.
I want to film this, man.
There's also some old dude in the same area. Some older, like, white dude.
Chat, I want to film this, man, and put him up on youtube.com/718TV. Alright?
And that dude just, like, there's just this old dude who's on the bench.
Chat, can you let me know that you want to see this man? We can film him live. And I don't know why this guy is such a fucking Puritan, tight ass. Tighter than a clam's ass. What does he think he is? Kool-Aider? Buenas noches. I'm sorry Anton Shiger did not win. Yes, I did say his name, but the Mandy turned out to be the victor tonight.
Yeah.
Lopan goes, when do we start purging the mentally ill? Listen, like Lopan, you will be field marshal of the mentally ill, and we'll just leave it in your hands and turn our backs.
Oh,
So whatever.
I also
happens,
saw a guy
happens.
once.
And remember, if those cheesesteaks have bell peppers on them, you're not a real man if you eat it.
There's a guy once on the train. Was swearing up and down he was like a veteran to another guy, and the other guy was in like military garb, and he was starting shit being like, "You're not a real veteran. I'm a veteran." And he was some like hood rat with like his pants down to his knees, and, like a wife beater, and I'm pretty sure he was homeless. And he was yelling at an actual like full fatigue dressed soldier about how he wasn't a real veteran. I've seen this.
Because 100 of you with 100 typewriters in 100 years could not have came up with that.
Well, what other dumb shit I've seen on public transportation?
It is a little unsettling to sometimes see race riots almost not break out on public transportation.
Let's see.
There's always the occasional guy who's trying to figure out what he wants his outgoing sound file to be, so he's going back and forth between two, like, hip-hop songs for, like, 17 train stops in a row.
I think the worst is the, you get on a train, and an entire section of the train is just, like, carts and bags and, like, a human being living on the train. And it's like, this entire car is now...
This man's apartment for the next 36
like,
hours.
you cannot inhabit this car because it smells like leaky beer cans and piss.
Mm-hmm. And he does kind of smell like awful on top of that.
So, like, something you can do.
So, hold on, Kool-Aid goes, and remember, oh no, okay, fine, I'm sorry. I thought Chet had chimed in earlier, and evidently Kool-Aid is just trying to talk shit because we
happens on
can't
public
eat
transport?
fucking Italian bread.
Oh, you know what's fun? The day after the flood, I was like using the train system when they cleared out the tunnels, and all the trains were like blacked out because the lights weren't working because the electrical wasn't properly set up. So I was riding on blacked out trains underneath the tunnelway between Queens and Manhattan. So like underground, underwater, in previously flooded tunnels in the dark. That was an experience. I've also walked on the tracks before. You ever done that shit?
Really?
Yeah, you ever? No?
A few times, but that was like long.
I mean, I did it legally.
Oh, excuse me.
I was working with a construction team at the time.
I mean,
about the tracks.
because you can late at night because there's so much time passes between the trains going to and from. You can do it like 3, 4 in the morning. It's the best time.
What is it like to live in a place where you'd be absolutely fucked if the peace ever broke down?
Incredible, because I hope the peace breaks down so I could finally have purpose in my life beyond making shirts and posting on the internet.
Here's the problem with that logic. If peace ever truly broke down,
Thupa, can you elaborate? What you imagine hams will be in 5 years?
the spasmodic yelling at people guy.
Oh, on public transportation, on the train, on the N train, just like.
Here's the thing, though.
We have to record him.
Point is, I was gonna say, like, if peace
Monoxis, we have to record him.
if peace ever actually properly broke down,
We have to record the
no,
guy.
I'm not doing that.
Can I record him?
You can do whatever you want. I'm not uploading it.
Can you show me where he is?
Yeah, of course.
Can you show me where he is so I can record him?
Yeah, it's Forest Hills.
You have to show me.
Forest Hills.
Bring me there.
Forest Hills by the Dunkin' Donuts.
Show me.
No, Forest Hills by the Dunkin' Donuts. Get off the Forest Hills train station, go to the Dunkin' Donuts.
Our train.
Or F.
Okay.
Forest Hills.
You hear it here first, folks.
Point is, if the peace were ever broken properly,
Mhm.
like shit hit the fan, places like New York, where it's like, oh, there's so many people. Yeah, there's also enough military enforced agents, like the police and the military that's here, it wouldn't matter.
You're not wrong.
If you're out on day one, yeah, you'll get caught in the crossfire of like the would-be gangster, I'm gonna rule a small neighborhood people, but then the government's gonna step in and cops are gonna mow people down indiscriminately, and if you're not inside your house, you get shot. Do you know where peace breaking is gonna actually hurt people? Small towns where they have 3 cops and a sheriff and 100 armed civilians. The city is outnumbered, guns-wise, cops to civilians. Hood rats will make a good fight, but they'll also kill
To a degree.
they're also going to kill each other. And while they're killing each other over territory, the cops are going to sit back and be like, and then when there's one gang left in that neighborhood, we show up and murder them. We're in an actual small town, like an actual rural area.
Right.
You have
You
four
heard it here
dudes.
first, folks.
You have 4 cops, 1 sheriff, and a lady who answers the phone, and then 120 motherfuckers with guns who live in like the outskirts of the city. The cops ain't gonna do shit. Over here, I can lock myself in my house and survive on what's in my cupboard for a week, and then eventually get knock on my door, and it'll be the cops being like, "Yo, what's up? So all those hood rats in your neighborhood killed each other. Do you have a gun? No, I don't. All right, you want to leave safely? Yes." Because like I can play ball with my government and work within the state.
Can I take my weights? No. How do you deal with that?
That's fine. The point is, like, if this city broke down into, like, lawlessness, I just have to wait for all of the illegally armed people to kill each other because they will. Because they'll have turf wars, thinking that they're hot shit.
Okay, so question.
They'll
How
all be the king of fuck mountain until, like, the military shows up with SWAT gear and, like, what are those things? The sonic cannons that disable you internally by stopping your heart and making your brain shut down.
then how do you stay in shape without weights?
I mean, we're talking about, like,
No.
civilization collapse.
You are living in a fucking FEMA camp. How do you stay in shape without weights?
Push-ups, squats, crunches, pull-ups,
Okay.
things you can do everywhere. You won't be in great shape, but you'll be in good shape.
This guy seems to be already prepared 4 steps ahead of everyone else.
Better
which
than
is why I'm
dying
asking.
to a hood rat war.
Okay, now, would you be opposed to an entire dinner made of garlic bread?
No.
So, ladies and jerks, over at Streamlabs, you too can contribute to the Kool-Aider Fund, either where we order Italian food or just nothing but garlic bread for dinner. No, go away, phone. We don't want to deal with you right now.
That's you.
Well, that's me. So, Not 17 goes, he'll have the Afghan kids hold on to either end of a broom. Oh, and then we have to listen. I'm not trying to make fun of Afghanistan for not having money for gender studies and women's studies, but the broom is the last of their fucking problems at this point, my friend.
All I'm saying is people like to think of the city as being this place where, like, if shit broke out, it'd be like every man for himself. No. A lot of people would just go, oh, it's getting bad out there, and lock the door. And we all have, like, 2-inch steel doors and barred windows, so it's like, you're not getting in here. I can hunker down for a couple of weeks if I have the right food supply.
It's kind of sort of like in Dread,
Except, like, a bunch of these hood motherfuckers are actually going to be like, the city is ours! And thinking that they're correct, even though a police precinct could essentially mow down an entire neighborhood indiscriminately with SWAT gear and bulletproof vests.
Well, and then before you know it, it's back to business as usual, and then you're only locking 2 out of 3 of the locks.
It's kind of
instead
how,
of
like,
all 3.
Like places like Detroit and Chicago, if the cops really, really, really wanted to crack down on it, they could murder people indiscriminately and bring those crime rates down, but they'd also now be mass murderers. You know what I mean?
Right.
So unless there's a state of emergency, it's not okay. In the case of what he's talking about, state of emergency, our cops are gonna walk around just like fucking Wild West gunning people down.
Imagine roaming gangs of uncles. Oh, geez, Louise, ABH.
But like, it's not the same. I'd be more scared.
He starts lifting people.
I'd be more scared to live in a rural town where the individual people, their mindset is what's gonna fucking decide.
Thank you for doing your part. Who had just joined us tonight?
J-Builds.
J-Builds?
And Pilot Mike X.
Pilot Mike X, thank you
And
for doing your part.
Haas 0312 Pug.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
Thank you for doing your part. Gracias por tu consideración. ¿Quién está eso? Who just joined?
Those 3 people. I told you, J-Builds, Pilot Mike, and Haas.
Gracias por tu consideración.
Haas for the 3rd time tonight. Haas is making multiple accounts.
Haas is fucking showing up like a thief in the night.
Yeah, Haas is banging them out.
Although I'm curious if Haas will show up into chat. And if that is the case, come on down.
Yeah, Tupa's got it. You know what happens if hood motherfuckers try to take over? Same thing that happened before. Tanks roll into streets. Yeah, everyone in the hood thinks they're mad hard until the actual military-grade equipment comes out. And then everyone shuts the fuck up.
Everyone
Hello.
everyone thinks they're the man until the fucking people in camouflage and helicopters and tanks show up,
No.
alright?
Hood rats think they're mad hard with their handguns and their Uzis until snipers start picking them off from a rooftop.
And then they have to learn the hard way about cover.
Or
Alright?
like an RPG blows up an entire room and they're like, oh,
Oops.
we had handguns.
Oops. So not 17 goes, say what you want about Putin. Actually, on second thought, don't. 2, Thupatibra. Alright, hey, listen. You don't have to like someone to respect them. I believe Putin had capitalized on an attempted terrorist attack in the early 2000s, and then he used that as a way to fucking leverage power infinitely. And then Medvedev, whatever the fuck that guy's name is, was like, you know, leader for like 2 or 4 years, just so Putin wasn't on stage 24 hours, 7 days a week. And now Putin is back in power, and I don't know if he's like mortally ill, but he can't leave on. He can't go on for forever. So excuse me. Thupa, I have no exact. You know, listen, I'm not trying to point fingers, but Thupa, I don't know where it is you're getting at and why you're making not 17 full of beans. All right. So AVDH goes, tanks covered in pride flags. Listen, we're gonna have bombs with the BLM logo on it, and then we drop it on Syrian civilians, and we have to because reasons. All right. The global homo army is coming for you. Joey chimes in with drone striker says trans rights. Listen, we have people right now in American bases with the joystick and the button and the fucking heads up display, and they're flying drones between the Pakistan and Afghanistan border, and they're hoping that these people compete with one another. So whoever has the highest score, that's the drone that is put on display when they have their quarterly annual meeting. And it's like, well, if you look at this drone and if you have someone who really cares about what they're doing, look at what you could do. There is some point where these people meet because they need to purchase arms. The markets are open if you know where to look. All right, but you didn't hear that from me. So, ladies and jerks, we appreciate you chiming in here at twitch.tv/Monoxus. We did begin late, and it was some magnificent bullshit because the 6th train did not allow me to go downtown until I got to 125th Street first. And if you caught me on Twitter, you too can see that picture. All right? So.
Calling it?
Yes.
Cool. Let's go eat some fucking sandwiches.
Buenas noches. Gracias por tu consideración. And thank you for doing your part. All right?
So long, everybody.